Hello! Hello, everyone! Hi, I am Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. How are you all doing? It is a lovely Saturday, and I saw TiVo in the chat earlier today. I am a Twitch-affiliated streamer and a GM. Hey, Devil Crayon! How are you? Hey, Devil Crayon, so if you're the crayon of the devil, like, what does that mean? Like, are you burnt sienna? Is that the crayon that the devil uses? I just want to know what crayons the devil uses. This is a question I have. How are you all? What are you doing? Welcome to my Saturday PS4 stream, but I'm gonna be doing it remote play through the PS4 so that it can then I can have my overlay, because that's really exciting, right? I mean, I think so. I'm excited about overlay. I often tell people it's the color of the one thing that the thing that one covets and cannot have. Oh, so it's personal, like most health. No, that's good. I feel like health should be personal. I mean, you don't want to have an off the rack hell, right? Where like you get the same hell that like everybody gets. That seems less exciting. You want a custom made hell. You want one that is, like they take your measurements and they make it specifically for you. I feel like if you're going to go to hell, you might as well have a custom experience. How are you all? I have things I want to tell you. I have things, and I should probably announce some of those things, but I do have things. Right, and what might be one person's hell may not be so bad for someone else. That is true. That is true. I've heard people say, well, hell is like blah, 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 and I was like, well, I don't care. I don't care about that. I was like, whatever. I have things I want to tell you all. So this is what I want to tell you. First off, my next week's schedule. I will be streaming on Thursday as normal, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. We have only 6 more people's stories to uncover, 6 more people's final forms to get to, so I think we'll be, I feel like we're going to be wrapping up Where the Water Tastes Like Wine in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. I mean, it's possible. Don't hold me to it, because I get distracted easily, but that's one. So next Saturday, however, I will not be streaming because I will be going to a Game of Thrones tournament, which I need to prepare for because I am not prepared. Side note. All right, I wanted to say 2 other things. One is a show and tell, and the other is some news. As you know, I will be at GenCon this year, and I will be GMing for a game that was made by a friend of mine called Clockwork Dominion, which is a steampunk game. And oh, the book's kind of far away. I can get it though. This is the game. Whoop. Clockwork Dominion, and steampunk role-playing in a Victorian world of gothic horror. And the art is pretty gorgeous. Let me see if I can show you something. Like, there's a lot of really cool art in here, but let me see. Whoosh. Here's one. Right? And because angels have eyes all over their bodies, or maybe also you could look at something like. Here, hold on. There's another one. So they've got a lot of really great art, and. You're wondering why I'm telling you this. I am telling you this for a reason. And they don't use dice. It doesn't use dice. It uses cards. This is my deck of Clockwork cards. So they use a deck of cards, and the cards, I don't need to take all of them out. I don't know why I did that. But here, right? I don't need to take them all out. Yeah, no dice. They use cards instead. And the cards, right? So this is like a card here that has your, right there in the center, it has your bonus, which, you know, is like -5, I think it goes down to +5. And then it also has, there's a Fate and a Doom card as well. But besides these, which are like rolling your dice, they also have in the upper corner here, these numbers, 83, this is a 37, which I think they go up to 100. And that's, you use that for initiative. But also, if you get a really good draw, you can put these are also conditions you can put on somebody. You can make somebody unbalanced, you can make them fatigued, whoop, whoop, right? So it's very cool. So a card does, you know, 3 different things on it, which is pretty neat. But now, why am I telling you all of this? Why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all of this because GenCon tickets for events are going to go up pretty soon. They'll be going up on the 19th, which is graduation, which makes me a little worried that I won't be able to get the events that I want to go to. But I am jamming, and I'm jamming Clockwork Dominion, and if you want to be a player in one of the games that I am jamming for, I thought I would tell you the name of the scenario that I'm jamming. I'm jamming a scenario called In for a Penny. So if you want to be a player of Clockwork Dominion at one of the games that I am jamming at GenCon, look for Clockwork Dominion and then look for the scenario In for a Penny. I am jamming on Thursdays twice on Thursday, like at 11 and at 4, and then once on Saturday. So if you want to be a player in one of the games that I'm jamming, this is the way to do it. But that said, I have a show and tell. It's not the full-on show and tell, but it's like a minor show and tell. So since I'm going to be jamming this Clockwork Dominion, which is a Victorian sort of steampunk game, I went and I got Victorian clothes so that I could be dressed appropriately to jam the game. And I got hats. So I got 2 Victorian era hats, sort of, you know, 2 hats that are period appropriate, but I also have 2 other hats that I got a few weeks ago. So I want to show you my Victorian hats first. Now, this one I got, which I think is fine, but I think you'll like the other one better. So here's my bowler hat, right? It's a nice gray bowler, which I don't think I'm going to, I don't know, do I like this or do I like this color better? I have a new light. Over here, and I don't know if we'll see. Anyway, so here's my bowler, but I think the hat I'm going to wear, which is pretty awesome, everybody. Like, this is a pretty awesome hat. Check it out. Right? Tell me you don't love this hat, right? This, I think, will be the hat that I'm going to jam in, because it's a top hat, but it's not right. It's a top hat, but it's not too tall. I think it's really nice. And I also got 2 hats a few weeks ago just for my life when I'm walking around town. And this is my fedora, which is a nice off-white, and I think it's very cool. I can hang out with it. And then this one, this one's really good. I think you'll like this one. I know, I can always hold the boulder for a Western game. And so then I've got a nice pork pie hat, which I think, like, I think this one looks really good on me. So those are my hats, everybody. I went and I did my show and tell. Show and tell, everybody. And so I really like the pork pie hat. Yeah, right, the last hat's good. Yeah, it's a really good pork pie. I really like it. Thank you. And so I have, at the moment, I don't have everything for my outfit. I don't have the pants yet. The pants are still coming in the mail. But I've got a nice pair of pants, a good shirt with a big stand-up collar, a nice vest with a puff tie, and a good frock coat, and I'll wear that hat. And so when I go and GM Clockwork Dominion, I will be totally, you know, Victorianed out. And I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be good. I do need to take my clothes to a tailor to get them altered so that they look nice on me. So I've got to find a good tailor. But we have time before GenCon. So that's that. I'm going to turn up. Pumpkin! Pumpkin, you missed all of my hats. You missed my hats, Pumpkin. I feel sad that you missed the showing of my hats because I just showed the hats that I have. So you missed them, and I'll show you. Yes, Pumpkin, I'm GMing at GenCon, and if you want to be a player in one of the games that I am GMing, search for Clockwork Dominion. That's the game system, and the adventure that I'll be GMing is called In for a Penny. So I will be GMing Clockwork Dominion. The adventure is called In for a Penny, and if you want to be a player in one of the games that I'm GMing, go and sign up for it. This is all I'm saying. And I'm saying this because I want, like, my battle buddies to know about it so that they can get in before other randos can get in, because I like you all. So also, my wrist is still messed up, but I'm wearing this kind of funky brace on it, which I think is actually making it better. I mean, my hand's still a little swollen, but I think it's good. Is there a summary or synopsis of the scenario or of the game? I cannot give you a synopsis of the scenario, except that I think it has to do with street urchins, maybe. But the game itself is a steampunk game, right? It is a steampunk role-playing game in a Victorian world of gothic horror. So it's steampunk Victorian, and it uses cards rather than dice. And I think the scenario that I'm going to run, I haven't gotten it yet from the game's owner, but I think it has to do with sort of like street urchins in Victorian London, but don't quote me on that one. I'm not 100% certain. But you know, there's magic, there are fey creatures, there's steam tech and mad scientists, and it's a fun game. It's a fun game. And it's done by it's like an indie game too. It's not like an capital I indie game. It's done by independent people. Like it's an indie game in terms of it's not made by a main company, a big company, but it's not indie in terms of like the indie game aesthetic. If you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, it's like how they're independent musicians and then there's indie music, and those are not the same thing. Do you know what I mean? I know what I mean. Street urchins and sea urchins are very different. But what if they weren't? What if when you walked around the streets of London and Victorian England, also hello PH, they instead of they were just sea urchins around on the street? Like, what would you do? Or if you were diving, you know, and you were swimming in the ocean and there were these adorable moppets in the ocean. I just feel like those would be exciting things. Those are my thoughts and feelings on that one. That's all I got. So yeah, if you want to play in a game, I know I should just name my street urchin Unagi. That'd be perfect. So if you want to be a player in a game that I'm GMing and you're going to GenCon, look up Clockwork Dominion and then look specifically for the scenario In for a Penny, because I'll be GMing that with cards and Clockwork Dominion. And then, get a paper, sir? It's a bit wet. Paper, sir? Paper? Diving along, and all of a sudden you see Oliver. Please, sir, can I have some more? There's Oliver just in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? That's all. Just in the ocean. But look, I'm gonna wear this hat. This is the hat I'm gonna wear when I'm GMing the game. Right? This is my hat. I'm gonna wear this and also a whole Victorian outfit that I got in the mail. Although I'm still missing the pants. They're coming a little bit later. And I have to go to the tailors to get them altered to get them fit because the shoulders aren't exactly quite right. And they need to be just, you know, taken in a little bit. Clockwork Dominion. Whoosh. Clockwork Dominion. Pants are, like, nobody can see if you have pants. No one, in space, no one knows if you have pants. Hello, Shep. Is this your favorite station on the Citadel? Wait. Favorite station on the Citadel, maybe? There's a think about it. But nonetheless, come and play with me if you want to, and we'll be running Clockwork Dominion. Whoop, there we go. And pants. Krellin says pants are terrible. You don't know if I'm wearing pants right now. I am, because it would be against TOS for me not to wear pants. Actually, I think I could probably not wear pants as long as nobody knows. Right? I am wearing pants though. Or am I? I might not be. I am. I'm wearing pants. So, GenCon, Clockwork Dominion, me, maybe you. No stream on Saturday because I'm doing Game of Thrones, a tournament, which I will probably not win, but it's cool. I could be wearing shorts. That's true. Oh, PH, free your mind and the pants will follow. Yeah, by the way, that's such a good song. I love that song. En Vogue was good. Now I need to go listen to music, everyone. I need to go listen to music. So I've tried to set up. I think the Discord is like hanging out. It's like being mellow. Oh, I should go and post in Discord what I'm going to be GMing for so that you all know it. That's what I should do. That'll be a good idea. I've got new lights, everyone. Hey, Ice Bunny. You know, there's listening to music and there's listening to music. I'm often listening to music for work. You know, like I'm listening to the music that I'm going to be doing for that week, for that next class, but I'm not always listening to the music for myself. For example, I haven't listened to En Vogue in a while, and I feel like I need to listen to En Vogue because they're pretty amazing, and I should do that. Also, this summer, I'm going to do a lot of listening to music for myself. No worries, Ice Bunny. Welcome in, pull up a chair, have a seat, hang out with us. Krellin says, I'm never gonna get it, 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 never gonna get it. A rest break. I mean, I think I'm going to eventually get a rest break. Eventually I will. When? I don't know. No, I don't, in the land of lithiotherapy, we have Lizzo. So, Devil Crane, I'm going to tell you something, and what I'm going to tell you is true, and would probably embarrass other people, but I was like, whatever. Death does not count as a break. I suppose that's fair, Krellin. I sometimes walk around outside of where I live, just singing, mirror, mirror on the wall, don't say I'm cute, I know it, And I just start singing Juice, and people sometimes look at me. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm singing Lizzo." So I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta, you know. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on the juice. Yeah, yeah. And it's you know, I mean, I just such a good song. Yeah, that's all. It's such a good song, and I'm loving it. That's what I'm doing. And I would say, yeah, right, yes. I did see Lizzo's reaction to Katy Perry in the Hamburg the Met Gala, and I loved it. Also, there's this great video of Lizzo playing the flute live, and it's just really good. And then like she dances, and I was like, why are you so cool right now? Why are you the coolest? I love that. Life as someone who suddenly breaks into song must be very different from my... No, I do. I break into song all the time. And I suppose people must... I don't know. I suppose they get over it. I don't know. I don't know. But I do. I'll just like bust into song because the song's in my head. I want to hear this academic question, Krellin. I was in a museum for class today, and I was happy that I didn't have to pay. The place was tiny and boring. Oh, and then she did that thing with Big Freedom. Oh, she's so good. Why is Lizzo... My Life is a Musical? Actually, I think about... someone will get a surprise on Monday, but someone has to get the catalog. So, why is Lizzo so amazing? I think she's got this really great... she really pulls on sort of modern sounds and sort of kind of retro sounds of sort of like the 70s really well. She's got really great funkiness, but it's funny because, you know, she makes me think a little bit of Janelle Monáe, who's also kind of pulling in a little 1970s vibe, but Lizzo's voice is very warm, and she's got a little bit of grit in her timbre that I really like. You know, and also she seems to be just having so much fun as she's performing and as she's singing. There's like a real exuberance that's very infectious. She's great. Also, no, Shep, you have a bad fever. I think you're supposed to drink lots of fluids if you have a fever, but not eat lots of food. I think it's like feed a cold, starve a fever. But also, if it's really bad, you should go to the doctor. Especially if you're hallucinating, you should go see somebody. I'm gonna go see the doctor on Monday about my wrist, which I think is getting better, I hope. Good, drink lots and lots of fluids. Night fever, night fever. I got bulgogi bibimbap for lunch. Oh, bulgogi's delish. Oh, me too. She's got great representation in her videos. Could I quote you in professional writing? I was talking about some musical detail in there, and you can always quote me. I think she's got amazing stage presence, and I think that there are really interesting things that she's doing with her voice. She seems like, I mean, her persona is quite, like, I think one of the closest people, yeah, I mean, I think about, good, Shep, you should be resting. Hang out with us and rest. And you can always quote me in professional writing. No, I didn't say she's amazing because she's amazing. I pointed out the ways in which she's blending sort of modern sounds with the 70s. I pointed out the ways in which she has sort of interesting timbre in her voice. Also the ways in which she uses a sense of exuberance. So if you can like compare her with, so if you think about, say, maybe somebody like Erykah Badu, who's got a really laid back sort of singing vibe, like really laid back. They're kind of in a similar vocal range, but Erykah Badu's like going for like that cool look. Janelle Monáe, who's also kind of doing a 70s thing-ish. Her voice is not as gritty, so she's got a little bit of a cleaner voice. And then Lizzo's got this has got kind of like a deeper voice like Erykah Badu, but she's exuberant rather than laid back, and she's got a bit of a grit to her voice. And you can sort of see she reads very excited to be there in ways that I think are very appealing to some audiences. Lizzie is amazing because she's a really good RPer. I think she is able to be hilarious and funny when she wants to, serious when she wants to. She is quite versatile as a gamer. I love to see what she does with her characters. She also can throw some she knows her Regency era insults, like subtle insults, very, very well. She knows her genre. And also she's amazing because she loves Xanadu, and that makes you amazing. She is such a good starship captain. She's so good. She is such a good starship captain. But remember, everybody, in case you forgot, here's my top hat for when I am running Clockwork Dominion in GenCon. And here's my pork pie hat, which I just really like for wearing around in the world. You know, that's why, because it's fun. You aren't amazing unless you love Xanadu. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go that far, but I'm just saying. BTS could be fun to let Trooper comment on how people in music videos sing. Y'all don't want all of my commentary on what people are doing, because that would be long and involved. I'm just saying. So, we are playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel like we're doing really well in terms of where we're at in the game. I think that we should have no problem with tech this week. I'm not saying it, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, but I mean, I like to think of it more that Xanadu is a factor, can be an optional factor in one's amazingness. It is not mandatory, but it doesn't hurt. I'm feeling somewhat dehydrated today, so I think it's hot out. Also, if you hear weird noises, people are moving out right now, so that's probably what's happening. Krellin says that I'm going to finish Horizon Zero Dawn before I finish Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. And I am not saying that's true, but I'm not saying it's not true. It is possible that I will finish Horizon Zero Dawn before I finish Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. But I feel like we've got 2-3 more sessions of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine max. I feel like we're going to be done with Where the Water Tastes Like Wine by the end of May. That is what I think. And although, what if we Horizon Zero Dawn, it does. Oh, actually, you know what? We're not going to finish Horizon Zero Dawn first because we have the DLC. We have the DLC. Where are we and what are we doing? Okay, this is fair. I'm hungry, but I don't even know what to eat. Oh, the picky eater's predicament. What do you like to eat? What do you like to eat? So where am I? I'm here right now. This is where we left off. There are, where am I? Okay. So there are places I could explore, but I also apparently need to go over here. There's okay, well, do I have quests? Eat a hamburger, pretend I'm Katy Perry. Katy Perry dressed up like a hamburger for the Met Ball. So that was very exciting. So I feel like what I should do is, where am I? I'm over here. So I'm here. That's exciting. There are things around here that I could do, but by the way, if you hear a weird buzzing sound, I think it's outside. She dressed up like a chandelier, then went to the bathroom and changed into a hamburger. Katy Perry. You know what? I'll take it. Here's the thing. There's a metal flower here, and I just think since we're here already, we should just go and find it. That's what I think. I just think we should try to find this. Look, we're just here, right? Oh, hey. These look like some kind of, what are these? Are they for fish? Hey, look, there's a huge bird over there that probably wants to try to murder me. Awkward. Oh, hey, what are you? There's some sort of... There's a sawtooth there? What can I do with a sawtooth? I can... Nothing. I know, I saw JLo walk by her. That was amazing. Yeah, eat some food, TiVo. There's a video up there of trying to get her... I saw that video and it made me laugh so hard. I just thought that was hilarious. I would like to... Oh, you know what I'll do? This is fine. I'm going to just...
More than equipped to take you on.
I'm gonna just put a fire on... I can't see what's happening. There we go. Hi. I can't see what's happening, everybody. But I think I'm doing well. Yeah, we're good. We killed it. It's great. Death. Why can't she just wear a pretty dress? Oh, because it's the Met Gala and there's a theme. They, and the theme, which I have feelings about, by the way.
Traveling light.
The theme was camp for this year. So they were all wearing sort of outrageous outfits. And also not everybody wants, not everybody wants to wear a pretty dress. You know, also apparently my inventory is way over budget. People sometimes are not into just like pretty dresses. I have complicated feelings about some things that I was like, I don't know about that. But hey, Volus dude, how are you doing? Yeah, I think, yeah, last year was I believe that some people did wear, yes, the themes are complicated. And sometimes you're like, is this a good idea, what you're doing with your themes right now? Yeah. By the way, I didn't actually want to I wanted to see if there was anything that I could build. Because I'm sort of low on inventory space, because that is apparently my life, is being low on inventory space all the time. And, you know, yeah, low on inventory space. So I am overburdened. Ooh, rice with tiny sausages. That sounds really good. I am a fan. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Let me just figure out what it is that I need to get. I need to have, oh, let me just take that. I need 4 chill waters and 3 sparkers. Let's just, 4 chill waters and 3 sparkers. So let's disassemble 5 and then 5 chill waters. It's good. It's good. I wonder what kind of sausages. There we go. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna just head over to see if we can get this, where are we? We're going to, this is beautiful. Wherever we're at. There are a lot of dino mechs over there, but very thin and very short ones.
It's beautiful in its way.
Ooh, hi. Let me leave. What are those creatures, by the way? These are Scrappers. Okay. There are scrappers. Do I need anything from scrappers? Because I'm trying to... At Folks High School, we had a party childhood TV, and I was a doozer from Fraggle Rock. Yeah? You know, these are scrappers, right? The thing is... Oh, wait. I can get something from the scrappers. Yeah. So let me use my warbow. All right, I'm gonna activate this quest. I need to use my warbow to shoot power cells using shock arrows. So... let me inventory this up. Weapons. I'm looking for my warbow. And I need shock arrows. And I need power cells. Okay, we're gonna just try to... Which one is the power cell? I don't even know. Scrappers. Power cell. It's the thing in the back. The thing in the back. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Okay. Hi. There's really no need for you to try to attack me like this. I mean, maybe there is, but I would... Wait. Hello. There are a lot of you right now? And I don't appreciate this. Okay, I just need to get one more. Hey, there are a lot of things out now that are trying to get me, and I feel like that's really rude, and that is not what I'm about at the moment. And I would prefer that not to be the case. Let's rethink what's happening. Everyone, what? No. Hey, I want you all to know that right now I'm feeling a little attacked right now. It's not what I want in my life. Look, I just need to hit one more. No. Do you ever make choices in your life and you think, this was a bad choice? Okay, did it. Hey, maybe I can get out of this alive. I don't know. We'll see. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna see what you guys are talking to me about. That's all. Jeans, green shirt, and a yellow hard hat with a beer can holder and green circles as cheeks. I'm allergic to Carnival's makeup due to rosacea. Ah. By the way, what everyone's thought about the Snapchat gender swap filter that's going on? Do you ever make choices in your life? No, I avoid choices. They only lead to trouble. I don't even have Snapchat. I don't even know how it works. Some people are very good looking, but I don't know what I think about them. I don't know what I think about them is what I'm going to say. I think I'm going to try to kill multiple enemies with a single blast bomb and see if that does anything. I mean, I don't know if I can, but you know. I feel like this is not going to happen for me. I think it's awkward. I mean, I don't know. Nope. Nope. The problem with my life right now are these things. There are a lot of them. Oh, yeah. You know, what is my life about? Yeah. I don't know how I went from just hanging out like once or twice with one or two of these things to like there being all of them everywhere. I don't think that I really invited all of them to attack me like this, but apparently I did. Ouch. Okay. I'm just gonna kill this. Am I good? Did I kill everything? No. Something's... Nope, there's one more. Have I tried... Hey, but here's the thing, I haven't died yet. I mean, it just looks bad, but I haven't actually died. So, I mean, that's good. I mean, it's basically like I haven't died at all. Oh, Laura Bailey is totally a handsome man. I think I tried not failing yesterday, but I failed. You know, Krellin, you have a way with words. What are we looking at? Oh, okay. So that was what it was. We killed some things, and hopefully, you know, that's... Hopefully I won't be dead. I mean, I feel pretty good about that, more or less, all things considered. Now, there's this thing over there, which looks scary. I do have a way with words. The way is to pummel them into submission until they stop talking back. That's the thing about words. They're always talking back. You know what I mean? So rude. So that was pretty good, right? I mean, I didn't actually die. I only threatened to die. And I've got stuff I can get rid of. So let's, what do I have to get rid of? I've got to get rid of chill water. Inventory, resources. You're good. I don't know. I don't know if you should. Should you? What if you shouldn't? What if, okay, Krellin, what happens if you stop talking and the world ends? Because you don't know. These things are possible. I'm just saying. Like, nobody knows. You know, I like to think of, let's see, a metal vessel. Let's get rid of some metal vessels. I feel like it seems like I'm a hoarder, but I feel like I'm not really a hoarder. I feel like it only looks that way on the outside to people who are objective. But on the inside, how, you know. All right, we have killed all the creatures. Oh, no, we didn't. That's what a hoarder says. Yeah, maybe that is what a hoarder says.
I can't spare the weight.
Perhaps. Do you think... I keep thinking about... at least I'm not the only one who hoards things, ever. In video games. Usually not in real life. Am I a collector? Do I think of myself as a collector? I don't know. I don't think of myself too much as a collector. I think... Hortus is what? What? Oh, there is never enough storage. I think I just need more bookshelves. And if I can have more bookshelves, I think I'll be fine. Says everyone all the time. Okay, I think I've done it. Let me figure out where we're going now, because your head isn't nearly insected enough to be a collector. No, I suppose you're right. And isn't that a shame? So I am here. Here's the question. Do we go find out what this village is about? I mean, it's right up there. We could just head over there and see what it is. I mean, it's on our way. Let's do it. I mean, I don't know what's there, but we could just find out. I think I have to walk around this area, though, but... I say we find out what's happening in that village, because we've not been there before. And... Huh. And then we go and we do the quest-related thing. Yeah. We have to just watch out for those big birds that seem like they want to kill us, but... I'm a little concerned about those big birds. I'm concerned that they're going to try to kill me, and then I'll be sad. Oh, what is this? What do you think's up here? Hello. I wonder, you know, I imagine that this game... I had a friend of mine who was in video games. She was a video game maker, a game maker, a programmer, a game person, back in the day. And she worked on Doom, I believe, and also The Sims. And she was saying that there was back in the day was a lot of making textures, and that wasn't actually all that fun. Just a lot of making textures. I think I have to go to the thrift store tomorrow to find something for a decor outfit for con next week. Oh. Too much. I'm just gonna kill the wildlife because there's too much of it. So here's the thing. I think that
have to leave something else behind.
Project Zero Dawn, I think that what that was some kind of cloning thing is what I think it was. I think they just cloned a bunch of human beings. I don't think it was a super weapon at all. Hey, what do you think this is? Let's just go visit them. That's all. Yeah, I think it was some kind of cloning project to like save humanity by cloning them. That's my current theory on the matter. Let's say hi to this community and see what's here. Oh. Because I feel like what's here is probably side quests. Ooh, what is that?
They must be awesome. They've put their stamp on this place.
Hmm. Pitch cliff that way. Some monsters over there that look kind of dangerous, but maybe fun. Let's say hi to the Osserum. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see everybody here in your Osserum camp. Do you have side quests for me? Probably, because that's really what everything is all about. Let me get rid of my waypoint. Okay, so there's a merchant Hi, everybody. Hi, peoples. Hi, merchant. How are you? I just want to get a free sample box from you. And I also just want to... I don't know. What do you have? Nothing? I think I have to go to the thrift store tomorrow. Oh, you're gonna get the thrift store yet. So let me sell some stuff. I'm gonna just sell some things because I understand that my hoarding ways are somewhat problematic. So, gang, I have a question for you all. What do you think about games, RPGs, where... So, Phoenix Dawn Command is a game where your characters can die numerous times before they're dead. Right? It's like you die and then you become more powerful, and you can do that a couple of times. And in Paranoia, you can die 6 times, I suppose, because you've got 6 clones. So what are your thoughts about games wherein you can die multiple times before your character is dead? How do you feel about that? Forager is a game where you hold all the things, and it's chill. I feel like that's... I've got a lot of I feel like I can just leave it at this, right? Let's leave it at that. Hey, TiVo! So what do you all think about games wherein you can die multiple times before you're dead? RPGs, what do you think about it? What do you think about the Oseram? Let's say hello to this person. Hello. Hello, Petra.
Well. Always told Derval a woman would undo him, and he had it coming.
Thanks.
I've calluses older than you.
You don't look older than me.
Calluses enough if you want to test me.
She sparks. I believe it, flame hair. Petra Forge woman.
Aloy. Machine hunter.
Machine hunter, eh? Huh. I could have a use for you. Straight of it is, we're being muscled out of our own claim. That's why I've been working on this scrap-spitting beast. It's a dispute settler.
Oh. I don't feel that invested my character can resurrect many times. There's no sense of loss. Well, if you only have one life in Mario World, I would never have made it nearly through. You know, it's interesting because in the old arcade games, you could have as many lives as you wanted. Well, as many lives as you had quarters for, you would just pay the quarters to get the more lives. I was talking tabletop RPGs. What do you think about it? And is there a difference in your mind between, because now I'm trying to think, you've got games wherein if you die, you're dead, that's it. Because there's no... Then you've got games where you could die, but you could be brought back if you had resurrection magic, but if you didn't or didn't have the money, then you couldn't. Then there are games where it's built in that you can die a certain number of times and automatically come back, like Paranoia or Phoenix Dawn Command. And then there are games where you can't die at all because there's no death in the game. Or, actually, now I'm thinking there's also Cthulhu Confidential, wherein you can die, but only at the end of the scenario. What do you all think about the different ways in which we go about that? In tabletop, it's fine if you're doing a mythic character type. Oh, D&D, well, I was murdered. Yeah, so no, because the thing is there are a lot of different ways to deal with death, right? Oh, and then there's also characters can die, but only if the players say they want to die. Right, that's one where like it's a player choice. So like the big bad guy comes in and cleaves you with your sword, and you lose all your hit points, and the player can be like, no, I don't want to die. So then the GM says, okay, you're knocked unconscious. Or the player could say, okay, no, I think it's fine for me to die. And then you do. And then there are also, yeah. So like, you know, there are a lot of different ways to sort of go about death in your tabletop RPG. What do you think? What do you think about them? Let's ask about Forge Woman.
So you're a forge woman. You run the forge and the town too.
The town is the forge, and everyone pulls their weight. The right way to do it, without all the Ealdormen having their say. If we were back in the claim Oseram land, 3 days argument anytime someone wants to hammer in a bolt.
Sounds infuriating.
Oh, it is. But we like arguing. You need hot air to keep a furnace
She's
burning.
got really good hair.
Still, some traditions aren't up for debate. I would have ended up Petra Forge wife. How do you like the sound of that?
I don't think it fits you.
Good answer. That's why I left. I was still young from the forge then. Could make anything of myself before I cooled in my ways.
Borderlands version of death is kind of interesting. Like you die, but not exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of video games will do that, where like you'll die, respawn, but then you'll lose something. Now actually, I think in old school D&D, there was always that sort of situation where if you died, you wouldn't create a character that was the same level. So like there would be like a loss because your character died and you have to start back. Although, I mean, sometimes people would not. Yeah. I mean, and it's funny, right? Because now I'm thinking about old school D&D where, or Slaughter, because some can't deal with me in real life, getting the prince on the horse she wanted in game. So my IC ended as Slaughtered Bunny. So my character ended as Slaughtered Bunny. Yeah, I think... Well, I don't, but that much thought... I don't put that much thought about a character that I can send to his or her doom. Not much control when playing with group. An outcome is unknown. What may come? It all depends on the game. Having an easy to be res system like D&D would ruin a game like Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, I think it really does depend on the game. Like what vibe you're going for. You're going for super mythic. Can I tell you all something? Here, hold on. I want to tell you all something. And the thing that I'm going to tell you is super idiosyncratic, and I know it, right? This is a thing that I know is idiosyncratic and strange. But, oh, well, Krellin says I can't tell you, so I won't tell you, even though you might have found it interesting, but I won't tell you. Krellin says no. Where did you go?
So you left your homeland and came here?
Went to Meridian. Everyone does. Joined the work gangs on the Great Elevator. We finished just as the Mad King got a taste for blood. So I spat and swore I'd find a place where everyone is stuck with me. We lived job to job until the war ended. Then we came upon this old Oseram.
Hey, what happened? Uh-oh. I wonder if we just got kicked out. What happened? While that's doing, I'll tell you the story. So here's what I'm going to tell you, and please know, I know that it's idiosyncratic, and it was based on. While this is happening, I'm going to fix the thing. Oop. Hey, remote play. Where are you? Oh, that's fine. There we go. So this is the way that we played when we played AD&D First Edition and Redbox. This is how we played. So by the way, if you hear things in the background, it's because people are fixing things and there's a lot of stuff going on in the dorm. So I know that this is strange, and I know that this is idiosyncratic, but this is how we played back in the day, and I just want you to know it. And the way that we played back in the day when it came to death was... But I slaughtered PC is a tiny price to pay for knowing my boyfriend for 14 years now. Oh, so that's good. So here's what we did. We, if your character died, and I'm going to point out that I actually still play this way today, even though I understand that other people don't play this way. Like, I understand that. You know, I understand it. But if your character dies, your character is dead. And you cannot play that character in any other game. So if I make a character and that character has a name, let's say I make a character named Timmy Bandersnatch, and Timmy Bandersnatch is a druid, and I make this character, and then Timmy Bandersnatch dies in a game, I cannot play Timmy Bandersnatch, that same character, in any other game ever again, because Timmy Bandersnatch is dead. I had some GMs who, if your character died, would rip up your character sheet. I would never do that because I felt like you might want to preserve the character sheet for posterity so you can remember Timmy Bandersnatch forever. But it was very much part of our way of playing, that if your character dies, you can't just port them to some other game because they're dead. Like, that's like death. Like, we took death very seriously, and yeah, if they died, they're dead. That was pretty serious for us. You could maybe do a similar concept, but you couldn't do the same character because they were dead. The other thing, and this is another thing about us, that it was so while you could not play a dead character somewhere else, like you just couldn't do it, you playing a character that was not dead in a different campaign was always a little tricky. So if you were playing in Greyhawk or Forgotten Realms, like some kind of the same universe, it was okay. Like, it was considered fine if I were playing a character in Forgotten Realms, let's say, for example, in one campaign, the character does not die, and somebody else is running a Forgotten Realms campaign, that I could bring that character over. Yeah, no, that was just not our practice. So, like, if it's the same universe, you could theoretically bring it over as long as the GM gave you permission. But if you couldn't bring a Forgotten Realms character over into a Greyhawk game unless there was some kind of dimensional warping. Like, unless there was a way for it to make sense in character, we wouldn't do it. That was, like, not considered kosher. It was you play them in MMOs. Are MMOs different? I think it depends on if you're in an RP server or not. I kind of have trouble replaying games or rereading books or whatever kind because of this. Like, whatever happened in that game or book or movie or whatever feels unnatural because I'm very much in a what's done is done way. Hey gang, I have a question. I'm not able to reconnect to my PS4. Will you give me a second? I want to see what's going on with my PS4 in the next room. Give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna look. Hold on. Oh. Hey, something really weird's going on. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in 5 minutes. There's no power the reason why I cannot connect to my PS4 is because there's no power in the room over there, but there is power in this room. So I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'll be back in 5. Give me 1 second. I'm back, everyone. I'm gonna tell you what happened once I find out what you guys were talking about in my absence. So Krellin says, I consider Aiko from City of Heroes and Aiko from DC Universe Online to be entirely different, but conceptually related people. Comics do that all the time. We'll talk about the builders. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. So that's a workable. The only one similar to my Lock Ivies in their 5th game, most got started, never finished. The only one not in Forgotten Realms was the first, which was a homebrew based on a podcast we all listened to, Dungeons and Ramnus, and tweaked the backstory to fit Forgotten Realms. Yeah, and I think that there's all right, so by the way, I should tell you what's happening. I'm going to tell you what's happening, and we will just see what happens. So this is what happened. We've got workers in the building, and they shut down one of the circuits, one of the power circuits, because they're working on something. And the power circuit does not supply power to the office that I'm sitting in, but it does supply power to the room where my PS4 is. So the PS4 was just shut off and currently does not have any electricity. So I cannot play the PS4 remotely because there's no power to the room right over there. Like, it's on the other side of the camera, there's a room and there's no power there. They said it'll be 10-15 minutes before the power goes back on. So once the power goes on, I opened up the door so I can see if the power goes on in the other room. So once the power goes on in the other room, then we will see what we do. So we will chat a little bit until we get there. So I have this weird. So I think for me, I always think of characters as being real. I realize that's a weird thing, right? But I think of characters as being real. They have a life. Now, there's an exception. Like, if you make a concept and you only play it for a one shot, then the character is not yet alive, doesn't get to breathe and live yet, for the most part. So you can still use it. Like, if you didn't actually get to build the character into a life. So it depends. Like, sometimes a character can sort of build a life really quickly in a one shot, but so like I made that character that I played in the one shot for Little Red Dot. It was my fighter. Yeah. And the thing is, yeah, Baron Tor. So like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to play a boxer, right? Like, I want to play a sort of like an ex-boxer, sort of broken down ex-boxer type. And I come up with a name, we'll say like Taryn McGillicuddy, ex-boxer, depression. And I make this character and we play the game, but the game only has one session before it falls apart. So Taryn McGillicuddy didn't really get to have a full and complete life yet. It's not really like built into a full character. So I would feel okay playing Taryn McGillicuddy in a different game because Taryn McGillicuddy didn't really have a full life yet. So yeah, so like that's okay. But if I am, so for example, Jer's not here, but Jer was I'm playing a character named, oh, now that's different. If mirror universes are part of the setting or they're canon, then that's totally fine. Right? Because that's actually, that's fine. Mirror universes or if they're canon, that's fine. And also, it doesn't have to be canon. How do I put this? So there is, ooh, what? Oh my gosh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. and then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Do we have any people who have D, F, B, F, or M starting? No. So, oh, DSB. That's a hard one. DSB. DSB, DSB, Bo BSP, Banana Fanafo FSP, FSB, Fi Mo MSB. DSB. Volus dude, Bo Bolus dude, Banana Fanafo Folus dude, Fi Mo Molus dude. Volus dude. Paladin, Bo Balin, Banana Fana, Fofaladin, Fifa, Mo Maladin. Paladin. Pumpkin, Bo Bumpkin, Banana Fana, Fofumpakin, Fifa, Mo Mumpakin. Pumpkin. Tivo, Bo Bevo, Banana Fana, Fofivo, Fifa, Mo Mevo. Tivo. DC, thank you so much for those gift subs. And all of you DSB, Volus Dude, PH, Pumpkin, TiVo, welcome in officially as members. You're already official members of the Academic Foxhole, but come on into the Foxhole. We've dug a lot. There's space. There's a grenade sump in here that you can kick grenades into. You can hang out with us in the Foxhole. So thank you very much. Devil Crayon does. Devil Crayon, Bo Bevel Crayon, Banana Fana, Fo Fevel Crayon, Fifa, Mo Mevel Crayon. Devil Crayon. Bumpakin. By the way, I just turned off the sound. I learned that from Random Tuesday, that when you get multiple in a row, then you can just hit the thing and you get the sound, and then you get to sing the song the way you want to, like, and that it's good. And by the way, they're doing the nitty gritty in the background, and I happen to just love that. That's really good. So what was I saying? So, yeah, Devil Crayon, thank you. All of these just showing off my ability to snap. Yeah. So, and right? Did I think? Yeah. No, we're there. One more. So I was gonna say one thing about where the canon has to be. I don't think the canon has to be in the home universe. So, for example, there is a setting, right? Yeah. There's a setting, a game setting where what's it called? It's called, is it Riverworld? Is it Riverworld? I think it might be Riverworld, where basically everybody goes, when they die, they go to this Riverworld. I think it's Riverworld. I might be wrong about that. But let's just pretend it's Riverworld for the moment, for the sake of what I'm trying to say, for the sake of the argument. So I could see, so even though you're not allowed to play characters who are dead in other games because they're dead, if, on the other hand, it were a game of Riverworld, which is a game where when people die, they go to Riverworld, then it would be totally fine to bring back a dead character because that character had died. But I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing a character who I had played in a campaign who wasn't dead because they're not dead. I could make a new character who I create as dead, or bring in one of my dead characters, but I couldn't bring a live character, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that's right. Riverworld. Right. So I think that if mirror universes are in canon, or there is a canon space. So, for example, no, I don't want to off-screen kill someone because no. No. And I was trying to think of a way in which it would be okay for me to do that. And here's the problem. So the problem is that if I'm the player, I wouldn't feel comfortable killing off screen my character because that character exists in a world with other PCs and a GM, right? Like I think of like this character is mine, it's my character, but my character exists within this context, and it wouldn't feel right to me to kill that character that's playing with these other, you know, that is part of a universe with a GM and other players, just killing them just outright. So I wouldn't do it with one of my PCs. So then the question becomes, well, if I were the GM, would I feel comfortable killing off? Well, first off, I would not kill off one of the PCs without talking to them. I would never do that. And I wouldn't play a PC's character in another game. That would be also totally off limits. But then I thought, well, I could kill an NPC off screen, and I totally could, but I don't play NPCs as PCs ever. I really make a very strong line between PC and NPC, and I would not feel comfortable. It would be very difficult for me to play an NPC in one of my games as a PC in a different game. So what if the character is Deadpool, aware they're a character, and all other iterative save as a character? I think that would be fine too. Like for me, as long as it's in game, right? As long as it's a thing that makes sense in game, then I'm fine. Like, yeah, like things that make sense in the context of that game world are fair game. So there are a lot of contexts where that makes sense. But also, for example, Banestorm is a fantasy setting where in these trans-dimensional storms come and pick up people from other spaces and drop them off on this planet. And that would allow you to pick up a character from many different spaces. Comic book characters, it depends on the comic book. I read a lot of comic books where they would apply, just not superhero comic books, right? I mean, superhero comic books have mirror universes and all of that, so that would apply, but that would not apply, for example, in a comic book like Ms. Tree, which is set in the real world and does not have any kind of supernatural things going on. So yeah, and like, please remember, Krellin, most of the comic books that I read are not superhero comic books. So for superhero comic books that exist within multiverses, then yes. But if you're doing a comic book that is not in a multiverse, that does not have those sorts of things going on, then I would say probably no. Yeah. Like, yeah. But then again, there are also ways in which it could still work, right? So if I'm playing a trying to think how this would work, right? So basically, if there's a setting where people get just invent a new multiverse, but it has to work in character, right? So, and there has to be consequences. So, for example, if I know, and again, I'm telling you, I know this is weird and idiosyncratic. I do know this. So, for example, if somebody, this is how I would do it, right? And I understand this is not how everybody else does it. People can do their own thing. It's totally fine. But this is how I would do it. So let's say I were a player in Night Witches, and I were playing a character in Night Witches. And what if the character concept is, or folk story, and multiple were the mantle of the character? Like the Dread Pirate Roberts? As long as we know it, right? As long as we know that there's more than one Dread Pirate Roberts, who are all different people and probably have different character sheets, then that's fine. You don't like meaningless death in both a narrative and mechanic sense. Yeah, that's right. So here's I was trying to think of like weird edge cases. So let's say I'm a player, because I can only speak to myself as a player. I'm a player in a Night Witches game. and I have this character in this Night Witches game that I like, is pretty cool. And then somebody says, hey, I'm going to run a campaign wherein characters from other games get snatched up in some kind of dimensional vortex and taken on some kind of mysterious sci-fi magical space. Could I take my Night Witches character and play them in that game? Yes, but here's the but. I could not play them simultaneously in both. Right? So if my character gets kidnapped, if my Night Witches character gets kidnapped out of that universe to be put in a different campaign in a different universe, then I'd have to talk to the GM in the Night Witches campaign, and I would have to say, hey, my Night Witches character is going to be kidnapped by aliens and taken out of the campaign, so I'm going to need to make a new character. Is that okay with you? And the GM would say, sure, your character will just go missing and be missing in action, and we won't know what happened to them. And I'll say, okay. So then my Night Witches character would be gone out of that Night Witches campaign, and it would show up in the sort of dimension hopping magical campaign, but I couldn't play them in both. They would have to be, if the character is taken and put in this other universe, and they actually have to be taken and put in the other universe. That's how I would do it as a player, if the GM said okay. Yes. What if whatever happens in the time dimension, etc., is considered alternate reality where the character exists? Oh. It has to be an alternate reality where they exist simultaneously. If it makes sense, I could do it. But it has to be something. Hey, everyone, I think the power has been restored to my room next door. But it doesn't affect your prime character. Does my character know that they are an alternate? Right? Did they have a mustache? Like, I think I'd have to know more about the setup to see if it's actually even, if it's, so the character doesn't know they're an alternate. How does it work? Who's doing it? Who's doing the alternates? And how does it work? Would be my question. Right? Like, is somebody doing it? I have a clone. How was the clone made? Right? How was the clone made becomes the question. See, now, yeah, I would need to know more about this magic. So what exactly I need to know exactly how it happens to find out whether or not I feel okay with it. But now it's a parallel Night Witches world. So if it's a parallel Night Witches world, I would like to know more. So if there's a parallel Night Witches world, then I would need everyone who's playing in the original Night Witches campaign to agree that there's a parallel world, because all of our characters now exist in that parallel world. And then decide we want to... yeah, there are a lot of questions that would come up out of this parallel, like this cloning. And I don't know. See, but this is weird, because if only my individual character, then it's not really a parallel world, right? Then it's somebody grabbing my character. And I don't know. I don't think I would do it. I think that if somebody's going to grab my character, I feel like I'd want that to be real. and I'd want the actual character to be grabbed, and I wouldn't want to. I would feel like, oh no, it's just a clone of your character. That would start feeling a little bit cheaty. I think I'd have to sort of take the original character out of the game and make a new character for the original Night Witches game and take that character and bring them over. I think I'd have to do that. But John Carter's the same John Carter, right? I have to read John Carter. Yeah, I'd have to make, because basically I cannot feel like I'm being Weasley. Like, if I feel like I'm being Weasley, then I don't think I'd feel comfortable. Yeah, the minute I start feeling like I'm weaseling around, then I'd be like, oh, by the way, I think, yeah, you have to steal the remake. Give me, you know what? I think my lights are on. Give me like 2 seconds. I've got to turn on the PS4 next door. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Continue talking. I'm back. So I turned on the PS4 next door. I've got to wait for it to sort of do my load up while we're going. I hope having my electricity shut off right in the middle of a cutscene is not going to damage it and be bad. So, we'll see how that goes. So the question is, what if there are different characters I just like the name? That is a question. Barentor says that he thinks that it would fall under Weasley. If everyone has a parallel version of themselves, then it does feel a bit cheaty. At that point, there are no real stakes. Yeah, so what I would say is the show AFK dealt with people waking up in an MMO as their characters, including having alts. So different character, same name. I think on the one hand, I think it would depend on the name. a very idiosyncratic name would be weird. But I think while it's certainly possible to have, wait, you are not an old weasel, Barantor. I think that while it's certainly plausible to have more than one John Smith in the world, right, in a universe, I think personally for me, I probably would. You say age doesn't exist, Ice Bunny. Tell that to my knees. I no longer have 20-year-old knees, Ice Bunny. That's all I'm telling you. I'm just saying, you know when they say like drop it like it's hot? I'm more like dropping it because it's old. Today's your last day in your 30s? What? Barantor, is your birthday tomorrow? Is your birthday tomorrow, Barantor? Is that true? I feel like we have some things we have to do about this then. I don't actually do too much sports. Your knees get old as you get older. That's kind of how life is. Oh my goodness. On Mother's Day. Well, okay, so now we have things we have to do about this. They're things. I'm going to finish this thought, and that is, here's the thought. I tend to try to give each of my characters their own name, and I feel like that's really important to help me distinguish them from each other. So even if the characters are different people, I tend to want them to have different names, even though in the real world there's clearly more than one John Smith. It's just easier for me to help distinguish between them when I have different names. So hold on. I'm going to do this. This is important. So, there are people having some kind of conversation outside. Barantor, I have to tell you something. It's really important. Also, what is even happening right now? Okay. Barantor, happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. All right. Happy birthday, dear Barantor. Don't go changing. I mean that. All right. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, Barantor. Tomorrow. Happy birthday. That's so exciting. I like it. Barantor's like, my knees are 60. Ugh. Yeah, Barantor, you were in the military. The military does not do good things to your knees, and that is a fact. That is a fact. You know, Krellin, I think I do have blacksmiths working in my building. That's happy Barantor Day. So we got kicked out of this conversation right in the middle of it, which is like, the military is not friendly to the knees. Give me another scenario. I'm ready for it. So I think that even if they were different characters, I don't think I would give them the same name. Even though that's plausible in the world, I think I wouldn't do it just to make it easier for myself.
Who is that?
I don't know. Let's talk to Petra. We've already had this conversation, so I'm gonna skip through the part that we had.
She sparks.
Barantor, give me the new scenario.
Machine. That's why I've been working.
Neither
is professional hand. Like they're.
So you're a forge woman.
I imagine being a
forge and the town too.
Being a catcher in baseball is probably not great either.
If we were back in the
sounds infuriating.
And
it's still some good answer.
This is the conversation we had. Okay, where did you go? We had this conversation.
Went to Meridian. Everyone does.
Okay.
Joined the work gangs on the great elevator. We finished just as the Mad King got a taste for
I know. I know that I'm weird and idiosyncratic, Krellin. I know it. Like,
with me. We lived job to job until
I'm not pretending like this is not strange. Like, I do know it.
long abandoned, metal piled up high. A place to
Like, I do get that.
A place to leave my mark. When I was your age, I thought the lasting mark came from the hardest strike.
On the plus side,
I suppose you know better now that you're an elder.
the stability is really good.
Trade secret.
Okay. Your prime character's... Oh, you know what? Here. I'm going to do that. Your prime character's younger self has an alternate pre the game's existence. They're in another dimension, in another game, in another place that doesn't involve the prime characters in the game. Is that acceptable? Well, the way this works, Barontor, is that I would have had to have created that other character first, right? So I create a character in a universe because that one is pre the game's existence. So I make a character. So I'd have to make a... And so here's the thing. I make a character, right? Let's talk... We're doing this Night Witches thing again. So somebody's saying, hey, we're going to play... a guy in the SR game I ran in high school had his character die. They just erased the first name, wrote a different one, and declared the character as first character's twin brother out her revenge. Yeah, people did that in D&D all the time because they just didn't really care about their characters that much. Do you know what I mean? Like that was a standard thing that some people would do in the games that were not RP heavy. In the AD&D 1E groups that were not RP heavy, people actually just didn't care about their characters. Their characters were just a bunch of stats, and they would put like joke names on them. And if they died, they just re-roll the name because we just needed somebody who was the same class, right? It was all the same, and nobody cared. You're like, my name is like Poopy Stinky Pants. I'm a fighter. Oh, I'm dead. Whatever. I'm new. And also, it's because it was just so deadly. Everybody died all the time. But when we moved into sort of the more RP groups that I was in, or the more whatever they were, no, that would not be acceptable because you'd have to make a brand new character, and that character could be the brother out for revenge, but it would have to be a different character. You'd have to figure out who that brother was and what their life was like and what they're about. Blood makes noise. So other character younger existence would impact. No, but the thing is, if Poopy has died and his brother Doogie, yes. How can you make fun of Sir Reginald Runaway, but the Lord of the Rearguard action? So you time travel to the past, take the younger self on the time traveling adventure, then take them home back for supper. This way, the present character isn't affected, but also did a thing in the past. But that would have to be a thing that I did as part of the character from the beginning, right? Like I would have to, like, so I couldn't have if I make a character in Night Witches, and when I make that character has not gone on a time travel adventure, I could not then retcon in that time travel adventure because my character in the Night Witches game would have known about it. Now, the question is, could I have a character who was cloned when they were 9 and then went on to be a Night Witches character and they were taken to Mars? I doubt that would ever happen. And the reason why is because if somebody says to me, make a character for a game where they're going to be sent to Mars, I would not make a Night Witches character. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't think, let me make a character for a different game that I haven't even played yet, that I'm not playing yet, and then have that character as a child be kidnapped and sent to Mars. And then, hopefully, sometime in the future, somebody will play Night Witches, and then I can play this character whose alternate self has been kidnapped and taken to Mars, right? Like, that's very convoluted, and I don't see myself... Right. And if it's a multiverse, then that's like a different thing, because multiverses are real. That is a Night Witches character. Yeah, see, the thing is, I know how I work. I would, if somebody says, make a character who's going to be taken, I mean, but of course, the scenario is a person who's going to be cloned and their original's not going to be taken. I wouldn't play that game. I don't think I'd play that game. I think if the GM says, we're going to play a game where you can pick anybody in the world, and then a clone of that character is going to be made, but the original is going to be staying the same, make a character, and then take it off to Mars. The clone of the character thing seems weird to me. I'm not quite certain why the GM would specify the clone part rather than just the taking part. But let's say it happens, and they did. They said, make a character. That character is going to be cloned for some reason. I don't know why cloned and not... let's have something that seems a little bit more plausible. Ish. I once had a player that played basically the same character, both different systems and slightly different backgrounds. Some folks... Oh, I have vetoed characters like that as a GM, actually. I have vetoed those characters. Not often, because most people don't do that, but I had somebody who wanted to play the same character as they had played in another game, and I just said no. I said yes once and never again. I'd want to... Where I get cloned and sent to Mars. I would imagine... that's a hard one. That's a hard one, Krellin. So here's a scenario. Super tech aliens or whomever come. They do not clone your body. My wife tended to play the same archetype, so we played a game where I made all the characters, and then they got to make up their history just to shake up the norms. And the thing is, I find an archetype different than the character, right? Like, because like if you think the big dumb fighter, you could play a lot of big dumb fighters, but then have them be different characters with different backstories and different lives. Though I personally tend not to play the same archetype over and over again. I try to play different characters each time, or at least in some kind of a way. So let's say the scenario is that here, let's do that. So the scenario is that evil aliens or benevolent aliens or some kind of alien sets, I don't know what they are, come down to different... Are they also time traveling aliens? This becomes an important question. She tended to play elven bards in most things, in some play on that. She actually liked being a half-orc paladin. Okay, but I need to know these questions. Are these enigmatic aliens time travelers, or are they not time travelers? If they're not time travelers, then the GM has to tell me what time period the aliens are coming to. A game where the starting character is always the same, like a clone of the big bad or whatever, and grow through their own journey and the decisions. So that would actually be a game concept that I'd have to buy into, right? That was like, oh, but then that would be part of that game, and I probably wouldn't play those characters in any other game. Like if we were all clones of the big bad, I would hope that all of the players are the same clone. That there's a party of 4 or 5, and we're all clones of the same big bad. And so we're all given some kinds of character creation constraints, and then we sort of grow. So for that game would work really well in GURPS. That game would work really well in GURPS. Sort of crunchier system like that. That's irritating, because GURPS is granular enough that you could all start with the same template and then grow from there and be really different, and that would be really interesting. Yeah, so like so again, it would work really well in GURPS, and what you would do is you would have the GM create the bad guy clone template that everybody has to start their character on, and then give them like 50 points to individualize. So like you were all slightly a little bit different because you all grew a little bit differently. And then you could actually make that would work well. That would work well in GURPS. You could do that really well. But then I wouldn't play those characters in a different campaign. Well, you would have to, it would depend on the GM. Right? The GM could say, I'm going to start the game when you're all awoken at the exact same point, so you're all exactly the same. So the GM could do that, where you're all exactly the same. And and you don't have any distinction yet. Or the GM could say, you all woke up, you were all activated 5 years ago. And in the 5 years, what have you done? And here's 50 points to show what you've done in the last 5 years. So like that would be a GM call is how I think you would do it. We are talking about alternate realities. Everyone, yeah, right. So like I think that see if I were gonna do it again, I wish Steve Jackson Games were not being so creepy with Bill Webb, because GURPS is such a good system, and like that would be like the easiest way to do it. You say, okay, boom, let me give you a 100-point template. That's your starting clone, and then you're activated 5 years ago, but in different parts of the world, and because basically the big bad had like clones of themselves spread all around the world just in case, but then something happened. The clones were activated 5 years ago. You get 50 points to customize your character to see what you've been doing since then, and then you end up meeting up, and the game starts, and that would be amazing. Yeah, no, I always play really different. I've played quite a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn, but then my power went out and I had to restart the game, and we had to like there it is. We had to be distracted a little bit. Yeah, no, I always play something. My goal is always to play something different than I played last time. So. And my goal is also always to play something very specific as I can to the game itself, so that whatever it is going to be somewhat different. I feel like there's something in there. Yeah, I thought some fire ribbons. So there was a question. Oh yeah, about the cloning. Okay, so let's say so if aliens come down, this is a setup that I can imagine for a game. Aliens come down in 2015, and they don't steal people, but what they do is they, you might be able to do it with modern age, but because the thing is, I think for the game to work really well, I think you want a point-buy system that's granular enough that you can make these sort of small distinctions, because if it's too light, then there's not enough space to make the distinctions between the clones, and they'd all end up being the same, and that's not interesting. You could probably do it in Hero, Champion's Hero. You could probably do it in that one, but I'd want it to be granular enough, like crunchy enough that these little differences wouldn't matter. That would be, yeah. Like I don't know if you could do it in, like I don't know if there's some systems I just don't know if they're granular enough. Oh, okay, so aliens come down 2015. They do not kidnap anybody, but what they do is because they know, let's say aliens know, all right, here's the setup. Let's say aliens know, or some advanced thing, federate, whatever, I don't know. They know that our sun is going to explode in some kind of a way, or something, whatever. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, they come to Earth 2015, and they scan our brain waves and make digital copies of a bunch of people, and then they run those digital copies they make like android versions, bioroid versions of a bunch of people, and they put them on some kind of reality show for aliens, or experimental village, something like this. So I think it would make sense when alien clones, the character may have different stats. Like the cloning process was not successful, and now the poor clone has less or stress. Yeah, that would work. There's actually a kid's book that I'm reminded of called Masterminds. The basic premise is that there are kids who are clones, some of the most villainous people in history. The kids are raised in a town meant to be pure and good and nice. It's about the question, what makes a person go, oh, that's really interesting, TiVo. Getting woken up at 5 a.m. by a bitey kitty is starting to catch up with me. I'm going to take a nap. So, thank you, Baron Tor. Do the organic humans know this happened? What happens to the organic humans discover this? Right, so this becomes interesting. So I would say the organic humans don't know. But in this instance, I would not No, Baron Tor's taking a nap. Oh no, Krellin, that's you. Krellin, you're taking a nap. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Krellin. Krellin, take a nap. But I think what I would say is, I would make a character the thing is, I would make a character specifically for the campaign wherein that person's going to be cloned from 2015. And then I don't think I would reuse that character for a different campaign, because I'd want to make a character for that new campaign. If somebody said, hey, we're going to play. Yeah. So I think it's unlikely that I would reuse the character, because I really try. It's really important to me to make a character for the campaign that I'm being asked to play in specifically, not make, I am discombobulated. Like, I know that there are people that make characters in the absence of campaigns. They're like, I'm gonna, like, because I see it on like RPoll, or sometimes, you know, where people will say, they'll say, I'm a player and I've made a character. I've made a character who is a gunslinger whose mother is the empress of a planet, and who is also has multiple personalities and the Phoenix Force. I'm looking for a game where I can play that. And like, they make the character first, and then they just try to put that character in whatever game they're playing in. And I don't do that. I don't, not only do I not do that, I don't GM that. For me, I want like certain kind of maybe archetype starts, but I want characters to be specific to the campaign that I'm running. I do not want some kind of character that they made before the campaign. I want it to be specific to the campaign, to the actual campaign pitch, and take into account the other players at the table. And I don't tend to let pre-created characters into my games, and I don't tend to make pre-created characters. That's and I veto. And I know that like a lot of GMs do not veto characters, but one thing that will get me to veto a character is if you make a character for some other game that you want that has already played, with some exceptions. There are some exceptions. Shared universes. You want the campaign. Yeah, that's right. I want them. This is the thing. I work on my campaign pitches very carefully. I do not. I mean, there are exceptions. There are exceptions to this, right? So, if I were playing, so Shadowrun, for example, is tricky because Shadowrun is a game wherein the publishers have created a shared universe for all players. So there is a Shadowrun world that has a meta plot. And so in Shadowrun, the publishers control the game sometimes more than the GM does. I feel like characters hoping campaigns in the same system. Yeah. If you're going to want to use a character for dimensional hopping hijinks, then make the, yes, exactly. If you're going to, right. If I want a character for dimensional hopping hijinks, I'm going to make a character for dimensional hopping hijinks. But so something like Shadowrun, wherein I don't know. But like in a game where Shadowrun, where the producers of the game claim authority over the GM's game in various ways, and the players, more importantly, accept that authority, then it is completely normal in a game like Shadowrun or Vampire for people to feel like they can bring, or Adventures Guild, right, where it's all in completely shared world, where they now nap. Like Living Greyhawk, right? All those things are specifically made so that the publisher has ultimate authority over the game versus the game master. And that's especially true with like adventure path, adventures guild, those things wherein the game master doesn't actually have a lot of authority at all. They have to play the adventures as written, because the players should be allowed to jump from any campaign in any game store anywhere they want and just be able to bump their characters around. So that's, you know, the GM in that case is not in charge of the game, right? The publisher is. And in that one, of course, you can just bring your character wherever you want, because that's just how that game is. But so mechanically, right? So that's the same pumpkin. Mechanically, you can transfer your character anywhere you want in GURPS, because GURPS it works that way. But I'm talking about my weird idiosyncrasies wherein I think of a character as having a life and existing in a real time and place, and I don't think, unless it fits in character, in world, for that character to switch from one thing to another, that I just don't. No, I don't. This is a wrist brace that's supposed to help with repetitive strain injury, because I did something bad to my wrist and it's been hurting for the last 2 weeks. It's been quite painful and it's swollen and I can't put weight on it. Like, it's not good, it's bad. And I'm trying out different wrist brace to see if they will help. But so like with this wrist, there's my wrist. I do that. And you can see how much like mobility I have with that hand. With this one, if I stretch out my fingers, it hurts. Like, that hurts right in here to extend my fingers. And I cannot stretch my hand back farther than that. That's about as far back as I can stretch it. So like that's the difference. So I've done something with my wrist. I don't know what I've done, but I'm wearing this wrist brace, hoping that it will, you know, help. But I'm going to the doctor on Monday. It's not great, right? And I cannot put any weight on this. And I'm still working out, because my working out right now is weightlifting, just with dumbbells, and I'm just being really careful not to bend my wrist. So that's fine. But my flexor is not happy in some way. My flexor is not happy, and I don't know what's going on with it. Is that weird? That seems like a normal viewpoint to me. Why would you use a character built for another world? Yeah, Pumpkin, and but a lot of people do it, right? A lot of people use the same character over and over again, or just make a character that they want. Like, yeah. And for me, yeah. Like, if my character dies, my character is dead, and I can't use that character again because they're dead. Unless there's a campaign wherein dead people come back to life. If my character is a 1920s, yeah. With D&D Beyond being a thing, yeah. Now, see, D&D is different a little bit. Well, it can be different. D&D is tricky because, yeah, I really don't know. And here's the thing. I will tell you, this is important about my wrist. I can force my hand back, right? Like, I can do this. That's fine. Like, I can do it. But I cannot actually do it myself. Like, I cannot do this with this hand. I can force it back, but I can't actually voluntarily do that. And so I don't know what's wrong with it, but I want it. I don't know if I have a repetitive strain injury or if I've strained my wrist in some way, and I've been icing it, and I took ibuprofen for a couple of days, and like, it's just still here. So I don't know what's going on. But what I don't want, I shouldn't do it. But I don't want to, like, because, you know, they say that there's like a stretch that you can do for carpal tunnel syndrome, which is like this one, which stretches the wrist. And so I can do that. But the problem is that my wrist is in pain, and it's been that way for like 2-3 weeks now. So I'm going to go to the doctor on Monday morning and see what I can do, because want to get this taken care of. I want my when I bought a night brace, because last night I didn't get like the night before last I didn't get hardly any sleep. Pardon me, because every time I'd move my wrist it would hurt and I'd wake up. And I got a rigid wrist brace that I can wear, and I wore it last night and I slept really well, so that's really good. But I need to figure out what's going on with my wrist. Yeah, it's not Ice Bunny. It's not sports. Sometimes, even when you don't do sports, you hurt yourself. And sometimes, if you don't do sports, you especially hurt yourself. Though a game that is set up as all players pick a dead past PC and play for it. Yeah, right, totally, right? See, in a game like that, where the setup is pick a dead PC, then I could do it, because that's the setup, right? I could totally do that. One thing I like to do to narrow down some options is to find out what could help round out the party best. Am I sleeping on it weird? I don't think so. The problem is that anytime my hand goes like that, I'm probably going to end up waking up. And I've been sleeping on the other side, so I'm not on this one at all. Never do it. But the thing is, you never do anything active outside, then you stand up and you pull your back. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't have some kind of, yeah, I'm just saying. So here's the thing about, it was about a character. What was it? Because I got all distracted. Oh, right. I remember. So in a place like Vampire, which had a shared world, Greyhawk, right? Living Greyhawk, some of these things, because this has come up because I was, doing, just remove the arms and legs. Yeah, right. I want to be able to stand up out of a chair when I'm older too. Yes, Levi. So there's a question about, because this became a question we had to ask, reusing characters from World of Darkness, right? Because World of Darkness is, I have a bunch of hats. I showed you all 4 of my hats, Ice Bunny. I have 4. It's my show until I have all 4 of my hats out. I showed all my hats. So these are not all my hats, but these are 4 hats that I have, my 4 newest hats. So in World of Darkness, it's sort of a setup with a shared universe. Same thing with Shadowrun. And yeah, it is. It's over there too. That's my over there in the corner. Oop, this way. That's my Night Witch's hat. So the question is, if I'm playing a character in a game, and I've played that in a campaign for a while, and then that campaign ends and my character is still alive, and let's say it's Vampire, and I go to a new place, I move to a new place, can I play that character in a new campaign? It really depends on the circumstances. So I have a character that I really love. The Scream is her name. She's a daughter of Cacophony. And she was playing in World of Darkness, a vampire game. And the game was set in San Francisco. And she had all sorts of adventures. Now, could I play her in another campaign? I could not play her in another campaign set in San Francisco, because that San Francisco is going to be different than the San Francisco that I played in, so that wouldn't work. That would conflict with her reality. Also, it wouldn't work because none of the other PCs that she had relationships with would be in that city. So the only way I could play her was if the game were set in a different city, and my character, because my character is in a space where they could move from San Francisco to the new city where the new game is set. And only if I spoke to the GM and told the GM what happened to that character in the last campaign, and the GM were okay with saying that yes, those things happened in their campaign, basically that yes, it was a shared world. And with this particular character of the Scream, I just don't think that would happen because some big things happen. So I actually just don't think I could play the Scream in any other campaign because big things that were too big happened to that character, and I don't think it just wouldn't happen. So that's yeah. I just have to. Yeah. Oh, weird thing about my wrist though. I can't move it back very far but with my fingers curled in, I can move it back a little bit. Like I can move it back that much if my fingers are curled, but if my fingers are extended, then I don't have any movement at all. That's where we're at. Into the... What can you see? You can see all of my GURPS games over here. Not all of them, because my it goes back this way, right? So that's a bunch of GURPS all the way there. There's like Burning Wheel. That's some Call of Cthulhu. That's some Traveler. There's the Dracula dossier. This is Legacy. What is that? Oh, Dream Askew. These are some small indie games. This is Castle Falkenstein. These are RPG history books over here. Right there, that's Master of the Game, which is Gary Gygax's books. I've got the Gygax books. This down here is the Dallas role-playing game, and there's a Dragon Age. This is some Clockwork Dominion. That's some D&D. That's Dragon World. There's Dungeon Crawl Classics. Call of Cthulhu Behind Enemy Lines, which is a World War II game. There's Bluebeard's Bride. There's some Call of Cthulhu. Blue Rose. I think that's more Traveler. There are games here you can't see. Tunnels and Trolls. Some Cyberpunk. Unknown Armies. Top Secret. More Unknown Armies. Trail of Cthulhu. Trail of Cthulhu, Phoenix Zero Dawn, Sandman, RuneQuest, D&D, Into the Borderlands, more Night's Black Agents. I need to alphabetize my shelf, like I know it, and then what you can't see is that there's a bunch of Fate stuff up here, Blades in the Dark's up there. All of my old character sheets and campaign notes are up there. You can't see it though, because it's on the shelf above. But I need to alphabetize. I know it. I know I need to alphabetize. I know that you're judging me. It's fine. That's all. Devil Crayon. I want to hear more about this. Yeah, and like some Dungeon Fantasy hiding over there. Like if I do the same thing, I feel that muscle more with my fingers extended than curled. Yeah. No. So here's the thing in Baron Tor. Normally, all of my books are alphabetized by system, and then normally it's all completely organized, and my books are not yet organized, and it's very upsetting to me that they're not organized. I just put them up there because with the unpack, I was like, let me just put them up there. But they do actually need to be. The only problem is I don't know if they're going to stay on those shelves, and I've got more books that I need to unpack, and I've got to figure out. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, basically, because I've got one more year here in this apartment before I leave, a year and some. So I should unpack more stuff because most of my stuff is still in boxes, but I've got to figure out how I'm going to So, no, what I don't do, I do it, oh, sorry, Baron Tor. So what you know what they say in German, Ordnung ist für die Dumme, nur eine Genie beherrscht das Chaos. Yeah, no, I like order, and it's fine. You can call me a dummy. It's fine. See, Baron Tori, this is where I've got my conflict, because I don't plan on being here for more than another year. And so I want to unpack some so that I have things, but I don't want to unpack so much because I'm going to be packing again. But I also don't want to live in boxes for an entire year because that's sort of depressing. And I just don't really know what to do. Like, I'm really in a little bit of a... it's a bit of a conundrum. So normally what I do is I have all of my GURPS books first because they take up almost an entire shelf by themselves. And then I do all of the rest of my books alphabetically, by game name, alphabetically, starting with the core rule book and then moving forward alphabetically. So like, I mean, core rule book and then any sort of expansions alphabetical. No, I'm no genius, Ice Bunny. I alphabetize my CDs. I alphabetize, and like my CDs are not unpacked, my DVDs are not unpacked, and I'm going to need some of those things. And there are some books I've not unpacked, but I'm going to need them for the French Resistance campaign. So I do need to do some unpacking, but I'm really not excited about it because I know I'm going to just have to repack everything really soon. Yeah, I should just only unpack the things I really need for this year. Yeah, but also I can't find my dice. I bought a new set of dice because I can't find my dice bag. They're somewhere in one of these boxes. It's really, you know, it's really frustrating. And I need to... And here's the other thing. I don't know what my life is going to be like next year. This summer, I'm going to be applying for fellowships. No, I know what my life is like next year. Next year, I'm here, I'm teaching, everything is normal next year. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. But the year after next, I'm applying for fellowships this summer. So I'm hoping the year after next I will have a fellowship. And if I get a fellowship, I don't know where I will be living. So for about a year, maybe a year and a half, if I'm lucky, I will be somewhere, but I don't know where. So, for example, if I get the Ratcliffe Fellowship, then I'll be in the Boston area. There's a Stanford Fellowship. If I get the Stanford Fellowship, I've got to move to Stanford. There's a fellowship in North Carolina at the Research Triangle. If I get that one, I have to move there. So it really, and then there's some fellowships where you can live anywhere. And then if I can live anywhere, I might move to like LA or Seattle. So I don't know where I'm going to be living for a year after next year. Probably not Europe. I mean, I will eventually apply for a DAAD or a Fulbright to do German stuff, but I'm not planning on doing the German work right now. I'm planning on doing that after. Yeah, and I'm going to apply for the Carolina Fellowship. I hope I get it. Well, I hope I get one of them, but it's North Carolina, you know, it's the Research Triangle. Charlotte, I think, probably. Right? Yes. UNC. So basically, I don't know where I don't know what my life is. And because I don't know but I will tell you what, no matter what, I'm going to move out of this place at the end of next year, next school year, because I want to get a fellowship, go somewhere and write, and then come back and then move somewhere. But things are going to have to go into storage. And yeah. I'm going to just have to deal with packing and unpacking. And some of these books that I have right now, I think I actually can repack. So what I need to do this summer is pack and repack all of my stuff so that I can figure out what things can just go into storage and what things I can unpack for now. Fellowship means research without teaching. That is correct. But it's research not only without teaching, but without service. And that's the big thing. I won't have to be on all sorts of job search committees. I won't have to be on committee after committee after committee. So if I get the fellowship, it will just be me and writing. And that is something I'm very excited for. So yeah, I just have to deal with And the books, my RPG books being not alphabetized and not having figured out what to do with all of my campaign notes from the time I was in middle school, because I still have those. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do I have here? Yeah, I still have some. Is this it? I don't know if this is it. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this here, we take your Unified 35 staff 3 days ago. Oh yeah. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork. So we have my university is in austerity, so we're not really hiring new people, which is really bad. So this folder right here has in it some of my. So here, these are character sheets. These are not actual characters, but check it out. Here you go. All a little bit gray, a little bit brown with age. Here is one of my basic D&D character sheets from 1984 and 83 probably. Yeah, no, 1983. I'm looking at the copyright, 1983. And then... No, but I'm saying that we can't hire your 35 Ice Bunny. And here is my... If you remember these, one of my AD&D character sheets. This one for Cleric and Druid, also from, 83. Hey, here's a nice crunchy character sheet, right? All your stuff in there. My AD&D character sheet. What else do I have in here from way back in the day? Oh. There's an old Call of Cthulhu character sheet. Old vampire character sheet. Here's a super, homemade AD&D character sheet from back in the day. Right, 3-hole punch. Oh yeah, and then Chill, old school Chill character sheet. This is from 84. I've got a bunch more AD&D character sheets from back then. More basic D&D character sheets. And of course, because... Yeah, here's old Champions character sheet from 1984. Yeah, these are character sheets that are older than you, Volus. And I still have these, right? So, like... Yeah, I still have these... So I do, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with some of this stuff that I've got. You can't see it. You don't need to see it. It's fine. But yeah, right. Anyway, and the thing is, I actually have who knows? You're right. Who knows when a basic D&D game will just break out? Scan and save. Oh. Barantor, scan and save. Scan and save. Barantor, if I just scan everything and then save them, I could probably get rid of a couple of feet of shelf space. Barantor. And maybe that could be one of my projects over the summer, is just scanning some of these notes, like going through some of my old stuff. No, yeah, it is a couple of feet. It's a couple of feet worth of just folders and notes. Scan, save, and burn them to floppy disks. Yeah. Hold on, what do I want to show you? I want to show you one other thing. Because I still have... Now, what I will tell you is that this is not actually my entire gaming collection. I still have got some games that I did not bring with me to the army that stayed at my parents' house. So like my Middle-earth role-playing game, Marvel Heroes, DC Heroes. I have a bunch of sort of like, I had a bunch of role-playing games that I didn't bring with me when I went to the army. What I brought with me to the army was, and like my D&D first edition stuff, my Red Box stuff, all that stuff. The only gaming stuff I brought with me when I went to the army was GURPS. Like I brought my GURPS with me, and so all of my like first generation gaming stuff is in storage right now. And when I get to a place where I get to finally, finally settle down, I'm going to get all those things out of storage, and then I will bring them out, and then I will have them. Oh no, I will tell you what though, my parents at least, my dad had his baseball cards thrown out by his mom, and my mom was a big sci-fi nerd, so they would not throw out my stuff. They were very respectful, and I appreciate that very much. No retro geek wants my old character sheet. Scan and save's not going to make my T's do that. I have a similar folder around here. There's probably a few TMNT characters. Yep, some champions, AD&D, and 2E. Yeah, you know. Oh, I was going to show you something if I could find it. Where was it? The problem is finding anything. If everything were alphabetized, I could show you, but the things are not alphabetized. But I do have. You'll remember. The Lost City Dungeon Module B4, which, why are there character sheets in here? This is a good question. And then I've got Isle of Dread for the blue box, which was the first adventure that was a, if you don't know Isle of Dread, like keeping the Borderlands, the bees, right? The bees are for the basic, and that's a bunch of dungeon crawling. And then X1 was for, I know, look at that art, right? X1 was for the next box, and this was not a dungeon. It was a wilderness adventure where they just gave you the map, and the character it's a hex crawl, right? You just sort of wander around, crawling around this adventure. And here's the map of the continent, right? If you want a nice hex crawl. My mom saved my Barbies, and my niece is happy about the fact that that farmer has hoarder tendencies. And then I've got The Secret of Bone Hill, a D&D module for characters 2 through 4. So I still have, is this one in Mystara? Yeah, this is Greyhawk. Yeah, this is Greyhawk. Yeah, wait, Levi knows the secret of Bone Hill. Cleavage is the secret of Bone Hill. Oh, cleavage. And then, yeah, so, where'd that go? Oops, there we go. So, I would like, I don't remember which Granny Farmer literally means dad's mom. I don't remember which module I had, but it was an original AD&D murder mystery. Ooh, nice. My nephews freaked out when my mom found me and my brother's old action figure box. Spider-Man, Batman, and there are tons. Oh, cleavage. It is a geology term. It is. That is true. Yeah. So I'm just a little unsettled because so much of my stuff is still in, like, all of my CDs and all of my DVDs, and I need these things for teaching. But I need to find my French Resistance books because I need them for the game. I've got some good history books and I need to find them. Anyway, that's what the summer's for, right? Once the school year is over and graduation's on the 19th, I'm going to try to go through some boxes and try to set up some stuff, and we're gonna do it. Anyway, Aloy's talking to somebody, and she's going to ask about the scrapyard.
What is this place, Petra?
The free heap. Free because we answer to no one but ourselves, the metal, and the dust storm.
Being unsettled is normal.
Back there.
Well, unsettled because you're not settled.
Piled by Osram past, from the leavings of the old ones. Breathe it in. Get the smell in you.
Smoke. And sweat.
Living in the trees has dulled your senses. I could taste 5 metals just in my spit.
So all this scrap was left by the ancients. Was it a battlefield?
Stockpile maybe. Or rubbish heap. Packed so tight it all fused together. Those old ones tossed away more than we'll ever know.
It is fun when the whole family, parents, cousins, aunts, click something, hordes, and then when they visit, they remark that there's too many books. Oh yeah. They're like, especially when, at least the things that I clicked you can do stuff with. Like books you can read, and CDs you can listen to, and DVDs you can watch. You know, people who go and like collect Hummel figurines. Wait. Oh, the game sounds low? It's not very high right now. I will turn it up for you. My P.O. box. I want to know what's my P.O. box. You make demission something special for the students graduating. Yeah, I have to... Thank you, Baron Tor. I will turn it up a little bit. I need to... Here's what I need to do. Anyway, I'm not going to think about it. I'm hanging out with you all. I'm not thinking about the things that I have to do. All the packing, repacking, and unpacking. And I have to build some furniture. I have to build some shelves and a coat rack, hat rack. But
don't you want to know?
Old ones.
To understand what it all meant?
Old ones.
Some
Vulpes, I see you.
Whole lives trying to make sense of it. Not me. What it means is there's good smelting here. Yeah, don't need to understand a forest to chop down the trees for your arrows.
The leather's really good on this outfit.
You know Ridgewood makes better shafts.
Careful, you'll scald your tongue with that fire. I don't pine for the old ones. They had their time. Their works are finished. All their inventions are under mountains.
Thank you, Baron Tor.
Bones. My sisters and brothers of the Forge will make a new world.
I like her. I just worry that everyone's gonna die. I'm gonna work it out. Because the thing is, I'm really excited I just need to get a fellowship, which means this summer I have to research and try to figure out all the fellowships, crowdsource some fellowships, and then also apply for them. And that's like get letters of recommendation. It's like a big long deal. But then I also have to work on a little book, and then I have to get the French Resistance game together because about the French Resistance campaign. There's some questions. There's some possibilities and options. There's some irons in the fire. I cannot talk about it yet because we don't know, but watch this space. It's okay. So what I will say is the French Resistance campaign is going to happen. It will, at the very least, it will happen on my channel, but it might happen somewhere else, but I don't know. We will see. There are details that yet we do not know. I cannot say. But conversations are happening. Ooh, I know and pruning the wardrobe. No juicy deets yet, because the deets are not even deets yet. They're more inklings than deets. There are possibilities than they are deets. I am being circuitous. But I want to try to get my prep done as quickly as possible because there are some possible conversations happening. Hey, Evie! Evie, how are you? We haven't seen you in so long. We've missed you. Evie! Evie? Wait. Evie, how are you? I want to... Evie! Can I... Here, wait. I want to... Wait. Oh, I wonder if the Tolkien movie is good. That's a good question. Oh. Classes are done for me, Evie, but I am not done because grades for all the seniors are due on Monday, so I've got a bunch of grading to do, and then graduation's on Sunday. Not tomorrow, but in a week. So almost done, but not done yet. Evie, I want to... Here. I'm going to do this. Can I do that? That's not working. Evie, I want to do something. Let me see if this will do it. Do this. Do this. Let me see. And let me do this. And then I think I just do this. I think this. Okay. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Evie, Evie, bo, beavy, banana, fanner, fo, fee, fee, fi, mo, me, vi. Evie. Woo! So I realized that maybe I'm not supposed to gift subs of my own channel, but I don't care. I've missed Evie a lot, and I'm just happy to see you here. So I wanted to, you know, have an excuse to sing you the name game. Ta-da! Oh, grades soon. Grades. I'm so excited for the semester to be done. I really am. Let's find out what this weapon is.
This weapon you're working on, I've never seen anything like it. Your design?
We've not been so productive today.
Can you? This one's mother helped reclaim Meridian back in the day. A job like that isn't done with strategy. They needed to shake the walls.
Oof.
Turn the Mad Sun King's army to blood and feathers. What's that face for?
Weapons with such power.
It's not the weapon, Flamehair, it's the wielder. If that siege had touched the Great Elevator, they'd have answered to me. Good work, that elevator.
Thank you.
On every chain
I love the good
link.
conversations.
If you like. This beast doesn't have a story yet. Too heavy to carry, eats metal like a snot ball.
Oh, I don't know about how these weapons. In Germany, they use a D6 for the grades. So why is, by the way, all the hours of grading. So when I have to spend like hours and hours grading, that's when I go to an IHOP that's open 24 hours, that gives you free refills on your beverages, sit at a booth, and grade. But actually, I don't think I've got... I need to track down one of my TAs to make sure they've done their grading, because it is Saturday, and I needed all their grades by Friday, so I need to check in on them. And then I need to make sure everything is graded and in there, check my email, then email all my students and say, hey, if you're missing anything, grades, tell me now, forever hold your peace. IHOP is great. IHOP used to have these cornmeal pancakes, which were so delicious, but they don't have them anymore. And that makes me really sad because they were really good. So why is the Tolkien movie polarizing? Also, how can I help?
You said you're being pushed out of your territory.
Out of the junk heap. A pack of scrappers came snuffling in just after we opened a good seam of weapon parts. And now we've got a standoff with a gang of bandits at our foundry. They blockaded us out. They're sitting on our power cells. Guess they like shiny things. Well, to finish up our defenses, I need those parts and cells. In and out job. Keep your hands clean.
I'm not afraid of getting them dirty.
That's fine.
Aren't you a blast of air from the bellows?
Ooh, oatmeal pancakes are really good too. Why would I let students do the grading? That is pretty normal for us, Ice Bunny, that our graduate students, if they're teaching assistants, will do grading for the undergraduates. So I've got two TAs for my history of rock and roll class, and they do the grading they do the bulk of the grading. So when assignments come in, I meet with the TAs, I teach them how to grade. We talk about how to make assignments, how to grade them, what to think about them. We go through a grade norming session so that all the grades will be basically around the same, and then they do the grading, and then I check in on them. But like that is, our TAs are there to get their MA because we don't have a PhD program. We have only a master's program here. So they're here to get their masters, and then they grade the undergraduates. And that is ooh, look at that. That's a big drop. So that's a pretty standard thing for us to do in our system. 48% critic and 86% audience score. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Totes random, but the reason I'm not subbed anywhere anymore is I'm trying to save money, as SRS isn't covered by my state insurance plan or any state plan. Thanks, Georgia. So I knew that you had no longer had any subs because you were saving money, and that's why I gifted you a sub, because I care. Just so you know. But also, I'm old enough that SRS was not covered by any kind of insurance at all for me in any way at all, ever. That was not, you know what? I've got to sell these things again because that didn't take. Dang it. Well, it's fine. You watch me do it once, we'll do it again. And I don't know if, and I still have surgeries that I could do in my life. The question becomes, watch your heart. Let's get rid of all of those. The question just becomes, am I going to go and get them, because they'll be really expensive and take like a year's worth of, like, kind of surgery that I'd be looking at is like 3 different stages of surgery, well over a year of recovery. It would be long involved, and I don't think anybody would cover it insurance-wise. I might get some, but maybe not. So it's unclear if I would go through, and it'd also be fairly, yeah, it's like 3 stages. It'll be fairly invasive. Yeah, it being covered is awesome until I called the company. It was like, yes, we cover this, but not for state plans. Oh, yeah, no, it's like the surgeries will take place over an entire year, so it's actually more than a year of recovery. So like you have to take 3 stages worth of surgeries. Yeah, it would be a lot. It would be a lot. And I'd love to go and, run around and do that. That seems really awesome. I just don't, but it also, like, I mean, it could be like up to $100,000, my surgeries. So, and I mean, I might be able to get something for, ooh, somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Pinwiz, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. This is the Academic Foxhole. We're hanging out. We're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm Trooper SJP. Everybody out here, we're all, the battle buddies. And hang out with us. We're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And we're just talking about life. Yeah, no. Yeah, so the surgeries that I would want to get would be 3 stages that would take place over a year. You get the first one, you have to wait 6 months, get the second one, wait 6 months, get the third one, and then of course the recovery time itself is going to be, no, we live in the United States, Ice Bunny. Yeah, and like, mine, it can be, depending on what options I'm going for, that could be super, super expensive. Quests. I want to help out. I want to help out these folks. So I'm going to go to this bandit lair, and I'm going to kill bandits, is what's going to happen. Because I care about people. East. So, we're going to kill some bandits. Just for the record. Is there any point doing one of the three? No. You know, you do not want to do just one and leave the other two done, because then, like, oh. And you might even, like, and I can't even, and it's not even recommended to get the surgery until you're closer to your ideal weight. And I am not that close to my ideal weight at the moment. So, like, there's going to be a lot going on before I can do, the things I need to do. Why don't I just, kill this person? And then kill that person. I'm just gonna kill them. I'm just murdering people. It's cool. It's not, you know, we have a very exciting healthcare system, Ice Bunny, wherein sometimes people just die. Oh, hey. There's another one of those bad guys. And I will kill that one too. How's everybody doing? All right, bad guys. How's it going? Awesome. I am going to kill a lot of people, is what's going to happen. And I just want you to know, all of you, that when I kill all of these people, it's not personal. It's me killing people. Well, I suppose actually, I mean, it's not personal to you all. I mean, you all I like. Oh. But I'm not the perfect size to get surgery. My retirement account doesn't vest until I have 10 years working for the States. My wife and I are flip-flopping if we throw our retirement accounts and move or stay here for another 5 years. Ooh. It's a video game. You have permission to kill anyone and everyone you want. Woo! Yeah, you don't keep your retirement if you leave early. Yep. Like with my university, I think I had to stay here 6 or 7 years before I was vested, and if I left early, then I wouldn't get any retirement, which I think also I didn't get tenure. I wouldn't get retirement. But I'm pretty sure that I get retirement now. Yeah. I know, maybe they shouldn't have been NPCs. Like, I feel like I'm not killing them in a mean way. I'm just murdering them. Also, this is a pretty intense space. And I wonder, I just wonder if there are like really cool and interesting things in this area. They should have asked for a character sheet instead of a stat block. This is true. They put you on keto. No, I don't.
Just stay out of their way for now.
I don't do fad diets. A lot of those sorts of diets are not really healthy because, you know, you do need carbohydrates so you can have energy so you don't die. So that is not my bag. I'm gonna just kill some people. But
Bandits have a good defense. Better spot all their sentries before I look for the power cells.
Okay, well, I plan on finding all their sentries and murdering them, because that's what I do. You're just trying to reduce the load on your machine by reducing the number of characters it has. Yeah, that's right. I'm being really conscientious and friendly. I'm really trying to care about people's lives. And let's see what we can do here. What happens if I go here? What's up here? Oh, I don't want to rappel down. That's no fun. I just want to kill people from on high. Do you think I can hit this person? They're really far away. Yep, I could. that was cool. Ooh. I want to kill that person. And I did.
You can see them. They can't see you.
They're a bunch of, like, I'm just killing people, everybody. That's it. Does anybody see me? I feel like I'm really obvious right now. Like I'm just standing in the middle of a big obvious place, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, ketos is a short-term diet, not a long-term diet. Let's kill this person, shall we? Yeah. If the docs want you to lose weight fast, they put you on keto because ketosis starves you. It was never meant to be a diet for the public. Yeah, short-term diet, not a long-term one. And the guy who ran 4 marathons on a track in a day does keto, but carb loads before competitions. I did the fuck eating diet for 6 months a half decade ago, so only supplements like potassium, salt. Doctor supervised, but it sucked. And also, diets like that tend not to be... You know that TV show, The Biggest Loser, where they put people on super intense and insane diets? Those people tend to gain the weight back because they did not lose weight in a sustainable way. I'm not gonna be able to shoot this person. Oops.
Something over there?
Nope. Nope. But now I can shoot you. Just killing some people. A lot of gastric bypass people get it. They're unhealthy as hell. Yeah, I just try to... I mean, my problem is that I don't eat enough, and I kind of eat crappy. Because I'm... You know, because of my particular student lifestyle, where I'm eating in residence halls and... All right, so I think I'm going to have to get closer to kill some more people. But I think just generally speaking, I follow that model where you should just eat for your ideal weight. And yeah, yo-yoing weights for you is worse than being overweight, yeah. So I just try to eat what I would eat. That doesn't make any sense. No, all right, so you find out what the calorie count for the ultimate weight you want to be at is, and then you just eat those calories. And you will lose weight. It will be slow. It won't be fast. It won't be like big, mega fast weight loss. But you don't need big, mega fast weight loss. You just need to, you know. Oh, I have nothing to loot. I'm fat, but my weight hasn't changed for like 5 years. The whole starving thing doesn't work with working. Passing out all the time because ketones are fast energy is not a way to live unless you're a house spouse. Yeah. Just side note, I wanted to loot those bodies, but there wasn't anything for me to loot, and now I'm sad. But it's okay. I eat what I want, but keep an eye on sugars, because both sides of my family develop like, oh yeah, that's...
Scrap.
Yeah.
Who knows where and when.
I just, generally speaking, you know, try to eat decently. What is all of this? Huh. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here, everybody. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, well, let's see what it is. What we've got. Are there more people that I can murder? Probably. Gang. I want to loot bodies, but like I'm torn between wanting to loot bodies, which I do, because I always want to loot bodies, and being methodical. But Well, we're gonna go for it. Just do this part. I need to start cooking on Sundays again because this past year we've been doing fast to cook meals because neither of us wants to cook meals after work. Yeah, I need to, once the summer starts, which is going to be really soon now, I need to actually just start cooking. So... well, I'm going to just jump. Okay, I didn't die. So that was good. I was afraid I was just going to die because, you know, my brother got diabetes 1.5. The hospital I was in, taught us how to go low fat, high carbs with 60 to 80 grams of fat a day. I cook on Sundays late and then have leftovers for the rest of the week. When I'm on top of things, I will cook for like 4 days in a row, and then I will have 4 days worth of meals. And so then, like, you know, like I cook once every 4 days or so, and that I can do. That is a thing that I can do. Oh, hey, there's a person over there. I should kill them. Don't move. I killed them. The thing is, it's just so much, and when I'm really on top of things, oh, I need to recover some power cells. That's cool, and I will do that. But I am going to try to kill everyone first. I mean, that's just a thing that I'm going to try to do because I kind of think I do a lot of slow cooker stuff and don't mind eating the same thing a bunch of days. Oh, yeah, no, I don't mind eating the same thing a bunch of days in a row as well. I'm actually totally fine with that. And for me, I try to get my macros in. Like, if I'm on top of things, I try to really pay attention to make sure that I get all my protein and all my carbs and all of that. And rather than having to calculate each meal, I just calculate an entire day's worth of meals, and I have the same set of meals, 4 days in a row. And I'm totally fine with that. That does not bother me in any way. I'm not one of the people who are bothered by that sort of thing. It's fine for me. I'm going to... slow cooker. So I feel like I should get a slow cooker. Is that true? I feel like slow cookers are good and that people like them and people recommend them. And I feel like I should have slow cookers. Instapot, right? That's what it's called, right? Instapots. I've heard really good things about them. And I feel like I should have one. Let me kill this person, maybe? Apparently not. I missed. Instapot combo pressure cooker. What's that? Oh. Instapot is a pressure cooker. I feel like I should...
Spotted some trouble.
I feel like... Hey, there are a lot of them. What's going on?
Search party starts now.
Ooh, hi. Is a heathen uses micro. Well, I have a microwave. Let me kill this person. Oops, I missed. Dead. I need to kill some more people. Where are they? Some of these people are actually hard to find. Ugh.
Don't let him sneak off.
Okay. Instapot is the brand, yeah. Other people make similar things. And other corporations, yeah. I really... If Instapots are good, then I should totally do them. I am killing a lot of people, which is fine with me. I just... Oh, I use microwaves all the time. Like, microwaves and me are really good friends because I'll make all the food and then I'll microwave it the next day.
That's one way to run.
I'm killing a lot of people, which is fine. Yeah. Look, or they fail. I have enough pressure valves in my workshop, but does not attach to my house. Oh. Yeah, microwaves and leftovers, the best. The nice thing with the slow cooker is you can set it up in the morning and have good smells to come home to. Oh, that sounds good. I should get an Instapot. Like, I feel like that's a thing that I should do. I feel like... All right, so I think I've killed everything in this area. I think I've killed all of the people. And if that is true, then we're gonna just clear out this bandit hutch. I should get an Instapot. But I also, here's the thing, like, I will just tell you full disclosure. The level of unsettledness in my life makes it hard for me to do those things. Not just because, also, how do I get down from here? Cooking streams. No, I just feel like I don't think it'd be a very interesting cooking stream. It'd just be me. Okay, let's... Oh, all right. So this is fine. We're not going to die. It's cool. And let me... Ooh, did you see how I didn't die? That was good. I was very proud of myself for not being dead right there. Stay Hydrated Bot says that I should hydrate. I totally will. Don't worry about it, Stay Hydrated Bot. Keep your pants on. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna... I want to jump emote. That is the thing that I want. That'd work great because Trooper could get in enough time to talk. Right, like, it's like, yeah, my cooking stream would involve me not really cooking. Oh, you have the Deutsch keyboard on your phone? All right, where are we? What are we looking at right now? We want to go over here. We are looking for power cells. And okay. I don't have an overview of where I am right now. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I would just put ingredients in the pot and be like, all right, ingredients in the pot, let's hang out and chat. Let's look at a map. Where are we? Okay, so I need to turn around. And go that way. Oh, okay. Let's see. I've made pulled chicken barbecue in a slow cooker. Oh. I think I'd like to make some pot roast because you know what is delicious? Pot roast. You know what is also delicious? Pot roast sandwiches. And then also delicious, more pot roast sandwiches. Like I just really like pot roast. Oh, you don't get a variety of texture. Fajitas are delicious. Nice. I love pot roast. Baron Tur make fun of me for cooking ribs in the oven until they try them. I trust that you have good cooking. Pot roast soup. Okay.
There, a power cell.
I feel like I need power cells for lots of things. I like... I just want you all to know, for the record, that now I am hungry. And I blame you all. But it's fine. Once I get out of here, I'm going to go to the dining hall and I'm going to eat some food. And it'll be delicious. Pot roast soup is just stew. What is the most useless kitchen gadget your family's ever owned? My mom had a seen on TV onion slicer salad maker. Device broke after the first usage. Brown the meat in a pan before putting the slow cooker for those Maillard reactions. What? This way. What do we have here? For heaven's sakes. We're already talking about going to the black-owned barbecue joint near which a hipster white-owned barbecue joint just... Where is this place? I ate most of the meat and potatoes out of the pot roast I made, so I reserved the liquid in little bits. Oh, you know, hey, I feel like there are things over there. This is like a really big place. And, maybe. We go this way? $45.05 open a place. Oh, MacArthur in Oakland? The spiky side of the grater. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Let's do that. Let's get some bandit thugs. Lovely health potion. Power cell. Let's get an overview of where we're at. What things I need to collect still. I think if I jumped off here, I would die, so I don't think I should. Oh, you know, there's some really good black-owned barbecue places in Oakland. And, also, you're saying MacArthur, and MacArthur is like my old area. I like MacArthur, like Bancroft. Oh. Zesting. I grew up in the Bay Area. So like the Bay Area is my home, though I have not lived in the Bay Area for a long time. Since 2001, actually. And that makes me so sad. Because, hey, I'm making poor choices. Did you like how I said that I was making poor choices out loud as I was making them? I feel like if you say them out loud, then it's not that bad of a choice. Like if you just say, oh, Fruitvale Station. Fruitvale was, my station was Coliseum.
Okay, done. Now to get into the Scrapper's Run and find those weapon parts.
I would do, yeah. I'm making poor choices. Yeah, no, uh-oh. Who's this person?
You'll get yours when the clan blows in. Town's good as torched.
Why did this person see me? Oh. First off, I do not appreciate that somebody saw me. I was being very, very sneaky. So that was rude. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay. I did, but she didn't die. The KC barbecue on Pound Top. Oh, yeah. So do you know, I was on Avenal Avenue. So Bancroft, so Coliseum was my station. And then I would take the bus up to like, you know, it was like MacArthur, Bancroft, that whole area. I zip lines away angrily. Okay, Pumpkin just noted that I killed everyone and then just wandered around unconcerned about anything. And I was like, but wait, I was being very sneaky. Okay, so this is true. Pumpkin, what you're saying is accurate. I wasn't actually in any way being sneaky in this moment. I was just murdering people. This is fair. But I feel like I killed all of them. And I feel like they shouldn't have, you know, they should be more... Oh yeah, maybe he did hear me land that jump. Land. Hey, I didn't die. I didn't die when I jumped off the whatnot. So, here I am, hanging out in a kind of scrappy place. There are a lot of creatures here, which I'm gonna just climb up here because I have the high ground. I realize, by the way, that we are sort of hitting time, but what are these? Scrappers. I am going to make things. Trooper, do you want to hear something about how the neighborhood is already changing the 5? Yes, I do. It'll make me sad, but yes, I do want to hear that. I'm ready to be made sad. I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm probably not gonna be happy about it, but because like the neighborhood, like regular people could still live in the neighborhood when I lived there. You know? Why don't I set up?
No, wire's too short.
I'll do this. It's cool. And then I'll do this. And then I'll do one of these. We're just gonna put some tripwires out. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be like really fun. The zipline thing reminded me, my wife is trying to get buff this summer. She's solidly futch, and I'm like, I don't know, lift heavy things? Yeah, that's good. You're doing cardio at the gym. So, that was listed for 60, there's a place that was listed for, there's an empty house with no interior walls, and listing off its foundation, and it's listed, oh my god, 650K? Oh my gosh. Ugh. That's terrible. I would like I just think it's really awful. I mean, I get really sad when I think about, I mean, call me crazy, but I think people should be able to afford places to afford to live places. I mean, yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Ooh. That was a big explosion. The coasts are super expensive. And it makes me really, really sad because that's where I grew up. Like, that's my home, you know? And
It'd be fascinating if they weren't looking for me.
SJ San Jose? Meanwhile, my house was 172 for a 4-bed, 2-bath house. Yeah. My parents bought a house in Oakland, in that neighborhood, that the house we bought it for $80,000. And then my dad sold it, I think, for a good markup, but not good enough because I think he sold it too early. But then he died.
That's lots of scrappers prowling.
Okay.
They haven't stripped the parts already.
So there are a lot of scrappers. Or maybe not that many. I mean, I killed a lot of them. Because I do like to... Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with rural. There are often not jobs there. Yeah. And that's always the trouble. Getting jobs. Dutch barges or aircraft carriers for everyone. My father-in-law bought his house in the 70s for $80K outside of DC. Oh my gosh. You know, this is a thing, right? Prices go up. It's, well, they don't always go up. Like, I had a friend of mine who was like, yeah, you could buy a house for, you could get like a mansion for like no money in Shawnee, Oklahoma. And I was like, yeah, but there are no jobs in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Scrappers made that pile. Strange. Are they nesting?
I don't know. But I will search here.
Find something Petra can use. Fast.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Hold on. Inventory. Jobs are why you're still in the ATL. There are some politicians here in KY trying to get high-speed net up in the mountains that folks can do telecom and jobs. Oh, that would be really cool, Barantor. I also recognize we're part of the problem moving into the neighborhood, but it was already at the point where we couldn't afford to rent if any of us lost our job. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things, right? Where I'm not super mad at a bunch of people because, you know, here's what I'll tell you. I'm not mad at regular people moving into places. I'm mad at like developers moving in and just driving up costs in places they never intend to live in. Honestly, the thing I dislike the most about rural is a lack of good restaurants. My other issue is crappy internet, but now I have, I think, what are my feelings about rural spaces? Because I lived in, like, when I was a little kid, I lived in a super rural space. And when I say super rural, I mean super rural. It was, we did not have electricity rural. It was, we used an outhouse rural. It was, we did not have hot water rural. I mean, I'm just saying, I lived in some super rural spaces, and I find lack of hot water is not all that fun. And outhouses get old fast. These are just some of my feelings. D&D by candlelight. Also, I think I like being around people. I like people. I like being able to do things. Let me see if I can. There we go. We barely had city water, as we called it growing up. Our house was at the end of the line. Folks further on had to use wells. Yeah, wells. Yeah, we had a well. Yeah. Right? See, like, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about outhouse, wells, kerosene lamps. Oh, yeah. Power and running water is kind of required. My capital city had a cheap house experiment where the construction company made a few demo houses from old cargo containers. 2-container house was like 20 to 30K, 40 euro. Oh my gosh. We had a well and had to have furnace oil delivered at a place.
Safe. For a few minutes anyway.
You know, we were using kerosene lamps. So it was like kerosene lamps and battery powered radio. Excuse me. Let's see if I can take care of that one. Let me do that. You know, it's cool. But we lived far enough out that everyone had a wood stove in case the power went out, which happened fairly often. Yeah, we also had a wood stove, right? We had a wood burning stove for heat. And yeah, it was like, I mean, and also that was when I ate squirrel and rattlesnake and goat because, you know, excuse me. Oop. There we go. I preferred having a well, hated having to use the outhouse because of spiders. We also had like coyotes out there. You know, it was, you know, I mean, squirrel. Yeah, I had squirrel. Squirrel reminds me of chicken, to be honest. Kind of, I feel like it tastes like chicken. We had a chicken coop. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a chicken coop as well.
Can stop tensing up.
Yeah, we had a chicken coop. We had goats, and the goats would make goat cheese. I think I'm doing a good job killing all of these things, by the way. So I feel pretty good about that. There is, I think, one more scrapper I would like to lure. Yeah, we had chickens. We had, I mean, but I also ate goat. We had to kill one of the goats for food. We killed both of the goats, Cloudy and Sunshine, as a matter of fact. So here's the question. Can I get this one from range? Maybe? No. Here we go. Come on. Give me something. Turn around. Turn around. Let me see your butt. I know that sounds really bad, doesn't it? That sounds like I'm sexually harassing this scrapper. There we go. Chickens were oh my gosh, if chickens were tall, we'd be in big trouble. Pigs are more evil than folks think too. Still, living at the Davison was the easiest time living kosher I've had in the US. Yeah, they would. Okay, so I think I have done a number on all of these creatures, and I feel like a superstar. And I'm gonna just drop down and loot all of the things.
Oh.
Naming and eating. There were some lies told to me as a small child. So Cloudy and Sunshine, our goats, they were our pets. And they provided us with goat's milk. So they were, you know, like they were not really, I don't think, meant for eating, but I think we just didn't have enough food, you know? And
I'd have to leave something else behind.
And since we didn't have enough food, let me delete some things. We had to eat them, but I just don't think they wanted to tell me that because I think they thought that I would be upset by it. Sheeps are dumb. So since they didn't want to tell me, they made up a story. I don't know how, you know, they made up a story to explain why they were killed. I think it was Cloudy was taken over to our neighbor Blue Elk's cabin, and Blue Elk had to go away for a while. He had to leave for the day, so he tied Cloudy to a post and with a rope, and Cloudy ate all of the grass in the circumference of the rope, but then in the process of trying to get the grass that was outside of her reach, she strangled herself and died. I'm sure this is not what happened, and since she was already strangled and dead, we might as well have just eaten her, which we did. And there was some similar ridiculous story about Sunshine and how Sunshine died, which then meant that we just had to also eat Sunshine, which we did. And no, there was like a whole...
Back to Petra.
There was a whole
Scrapyard long enough.
process. And now I need to get... And then I actually also... My mom had no problem killing a chicken and making dinner out of it, but she could not eat the lamb they named and helped raise. Hey, I ate them, though. And then we had ducks, and the ducks died, also mysteriously. I believe what happened with the ducks is that we had these ducks, and they were walking through a door, and the wind blew the door shut, which decapitated all the ducks. And, well, I mean, if they're already dead, might as well eat them. So, I had ducks as well. So, darn wind. You know how the darn wind is? The darn wind will just... I've got a lot of these. Let's get rid of this one. Although I could have gotten rid of that one. And probably also that one. Boom. Yeah, they weren't... Yeah, the door was super sharp. I don't know how that happened. The door just, decapitated accidentally. What is this? Thunderjaw site. And what is this? A trampler site. I want to head west. Can I head west? I wonder. I don't know if I can climb out of here. But if I can, I'd like to try. I probably can't. I think the camp had an arrangement with some local farmers. We had chickens, a few pigs, a couple mules. Yeah, we had 2 donkeys when I was really young, but as I got older, I got rid of them and they were just growing tobacco. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, it did make sense. They were already dead. And then we had a big goat roast. It is weird seeing a car wreck, right? Also, just side note, in case you're wondering, it was at one of these goat roasts when I was 3 years old when I first got drunk for the very first time. And I also then didn't drink alcohol until I was like 18 or 19, because that was not the greatest experience being drunk at 3. And so then I just didn't like the taste of alcohol. And it was like... I was just a kid, right? You know how you are, you're a kid. And I was at this big goat roast and everybody was there. Missed it. And, people like give a little kid a sip of alcohol, as you do. And I got, 1 sip. Yeah. Bourbon ball stuff from a political party. My grandmother. See, these things happen, right? These like little kind of funny things. Like I was given like a sip of alcohol, a sip of beer from that one person over there, and like a sip of moonshine from that one person over there. But there were like a lot of people at the party, and they all gave me sips of alcohol. And then I was super drunk. as a kid, I was super drunk. And I remember running around at the party and then falling over and then thinking that was so strange that I would like try to run, but I couldn't run in a straight line and then I would fall over. And then I had a hangover the next day that I did not appreciate. And yeah, 3-year-olds are super small. I got drunk at a wedding when I was really a small kid. They had champagne that I thought was apple juice, so I downed it and I was, yeah.
Can't say I've had occasion to
I mean,
debate Nora before.
I will just say, it, like, I didn't die. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was fine. It was fine. But...
Petra, I have the parts you wanted, but there are more bandits coming. The rest of their clan. They want to take the town.
Oh.
Do they now? Hold this thing steady while I give it a voice. Then we'll let it talk terms for us.
Wait, are we gonna...
Now take it up and brace yourself. Don't press it against your hips if you ever want to use those for...
All right, I got it.
All right, so wait, what's... Okay, I thought we were going to leave right now, but it turns out we've got to finalize this quest. And we're going to do that. Quick save. It's not a big deal, people. Yeah, no, it's... Yeah. I can't tell you how young the first time I got drunk, but I can tell you it was Passover and kosher wine at a very early age. Yep. I'm gonna take this awesome cannon.
Heavy.
Hold
All I can do
L2
to hold it up.
to load ammo.
Come on, man, if you're coming.
Run this forged dirt town.
R2 to
red,
fire.
boys.
Heh, manners.
Where are they? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is a big weapon, by the way.
She's working well so far.
Okay, how much ammo do I have? Hello. I'm gonna just kill these people at the moment. It's just gonna be a thing. And...
Room for improvement on the gun. No complaints about the gunner.
Oh, we're gonna kill some bad guys. It's just a little bit of death.
Anyone but a bandit clan would pull back
I
now.
think... Oh,
Come on, you bungheads! They only have one cannon!
yeah, but... No, I need... Wait, how do I get... I need to figure out how to get... Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. I got it. I'm loading up. Okay, all right. Sorry about this. Load up. I'm gonna try to kill as many of these people as I can. Woo! Sorry about this. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't have any more. Oh. Okay. I've got cluster bombs everywhere. It's super awkward. All right. Let me do that. Oop. Gun. Where are they? Gun bad guys, where are you?
Gathering under the bridge, boys. Bring it down on them.
What? It's your bridge.
Down.
All right, I'm bringing down this bridge. I think we're... This bridge doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Whoa! Might have overdone it a little. No, I'm no soldier, but I saw that in life.
Okay. Oh, a wedding with a lot of booze oh my goodness, drummer boy. Yeah. You know, it's funny because Godel Manischewitz, I'm not quite certain who the bad guy is. I feel like as a cluster bomb launcher, maybe it's us. It's uncertain. It's unclear. I worry about that weapon though.
My teeth hurt from all that.
That's interesting. Need a leather strap to bite down on, perhaps. We'll give those wretches a sky burial. That's fancy talk for leaving them out with a bird.
Oh my goodness.
More than they'd have done for us if this thing didn't work.
If it didn't work, it could have not worked.
It isn't finished. That's why we're testing it. Now, you had your Nora toys to fight with. Saying goes, you can only trust metal. But my trust was placed well in you.
Oh my goodness.
You're owed, Aloy Machine Hunter. I won't forget it.
Oh.
Neither will I, Petra.
Who are these people?
Whoa. Still feel the lightning snap in my hair.
Okay. Whew. I am not yeah, the big gun will make parkour difficult. Why did you start smoking at 11? How did that happen, Ice Bunny? That's like a...
Hard. Keep it up.
That's a early age. Hello, person. What do you have to say to me?
Are you looking for something?
Can't see hide nor hair of my friends. They went after a herd of behemoths, and now they're overdue.
Only seasoned hunters go after machines like that. Can't they handle themselves?
It's not them I'm worried about. We need special cables from those behemoths to keep our cannons firing. If they miss the herd, Petra will hand me my hide. I never should have agreed to that trade.
Okay, have I talked to other NPCs today? So here's the thing. I totally talked to other NPCs. Well, talking. Okay, wait. Okay. Vulpes, here's the question. If there are NPCs who are wandering around and I shoot them before they can say anything to me, does that count as talking? There was that one guy who said, "We're gonna kill the village," and he ran away, ziplined away. It wasn't really a full-on conversation because he just said something and then left. Does that count? Because I feel like, yeah, do arrows to the face count as talking? I just want to know, I just want to know. Talking with arrows. So what is this trade? What's going on?
What trade did you agree to?
Petra assigned me and Baladja the task of getting cables from that.
Conversational arrows.
But Jorgris and Baladja are meant for each other.
Very pointed
Hammer and
words.
steel. They just don't realize it. So I agreed to trade duties with him to hurry things along.
Didn't Baladja wonder why?
It was her idea. Now I'm worried it worked too well. If they're so busy snogging that they missed the herd, it'll be my skin on the line.
Where were they last seen?
Where did you last see them?
Right here, before they left. Off they went, arguing the whole way.
What were they
I did
arguing
try to
about?
talk to the fox.
How best to follow the herd. Jorgris is good with a bow, but he could get lost in his own home. What have I done?
It'll be fine. So tell me about Petra. What's going on? Tell me something.
Why not explain what happened to Petra?
If you want to tell Petra, be my guest. Maybe she'll blow her top at you and tire herself out before she gets to me.
I feel like shooting somebody in the face with an arrow is it in itself a message. You know, it's a message. It's a message that says something like, "I don't like you." I'm gonna look for your
I would run
friends.
off in search of them, but since Jorgris took my place, I have his spot on guard duty.
I can look for your friends. Where have they gone?
They're headed to the arch northwest of here to watch for the herd. I hope they've found their way there. If we miss that herd, we won't be able to keep our cannons firing. I'll throw myself into this fire if I've risked our freedom.
Relax.
Let's keep that as a last resort. I'll do what I can.
Wait, Avi, don't go yet. Don't go just yet. It was Hauptschule, and in my school, we had a lot of troubled youth have been a negative influence on me, and they have been the same, mobbing me till I was ready to end it all in 9th grade. Well, I'm glad that you've quit smoking, that you're in a much better space now. All right, so here it is. Gang, I gotta go. It is time for us to leave. We've been doing the stream and the stram and the excitement. Let's just go and save right here in this moment, and then we're gonna go. So, quick save. So, everyone, I'm Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole, and I want to thank you all for being here. And we have been doing excitement. What do I have? Where's my cursor? Here we go. So if you've not given me a follow, which is probably up there somewhere, do so. We're at 430, and if we get to 500, we're going to do a stream in Pig Latin. And if you're not a member of our Discord, join our Discord. We chat about all of the things. We're very friendly. I also have a Twitter, which is Academic Foxhole, where you can see me tweeting randomly in weird ways. I don't even know. I also have the YouTube, where I have the archive of the games. I have a Patreon, but I'm not telling you about that yet, because that's for later, when other things happen. And what I want to tell you all. So, thank you for being here. You all are wonderful. I will be back next Thursday for Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, but I will not be streaming on Saturday because I have got a Game of Thrones tournament, which I will tweet out and let you know how that's going. So that's it for me, everyone. I will check you all later. There are things a-brewing on the sides, but we'll be taking care of ourselves here. Let's do this. So, thank you, everyone. You all have been wonderful. And I will catch you all on Thursday. I will take care of yourselves, be well, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, everybody.